But yeah, so tonight is session 35 now.
Ooh,
We have
is that
just...
it?
Yeah, it's only 35. We have recently finished, arguably, one of the greatest combats that I have been a part of in any capacity, let alone DM'd.
Yeah, any combat any of us have been in.
Yeah, it was by all means not intended to go the way it did, as you guys reached the pinnacle of the mountain to find a ritual site that had been torn and blasted asunder. An angel, an aspect, an avatar of Mystra herself, the goddess of magic, that creates anything that is arcane, bound and shackled by an unknown arcanist, currently alone, and using 4 giant amber crystals as part of this ritual. It was disrupted. The angel broke free and began to hack and slash mindlessly at the nearest person or thing. Number 4, which you later found out to be Solomon, was dispatched relatively quickly as well. I believe in 3-4 combat rounds. But during this time, and on the 4th combat round, appeared another, seemingly stronger, seemingly angrier, a woman, and she said that she had to deal with the mess that you lot had created, gesturing to you guys, and began to make combat with the angel and gave you a chance to flee. You guys, being the brave adventurers, stood your ground, grit your teeth, wounded, for some of you extremely so, tapped to most degrees, and went, no, fuck this. We ain't backing down, because for various reasons, some of you were scared things would get worse, all the effort would be for nothing if you left, and fought. And Cass, on 2 occasions during this entire combat, you came extremely, extremely close to the end, as did some others. And you killed her. You killed number 3, as well as number 4, in the same combat. But number 3
we
was...
woke up and chose violence.
Yeah, you guys did. And number 3 was not an arcanist, not even human, as she seemed, but draconic. An adult green dragon was number 3's true identity. And the angel eventually was calmed and brought to sense. And for thanking, you were each given a request you could ask of the angel. And to the limits of what this angel could do, would fulfill it. You guys also looted some amber of the broken crystals. You also took the body of number 4, Solomon, and made sure it was adequately burned to an ash. Magronda's corpse was about to be desecrated by Persephone for riches and glory in that monetary sense, but the angel wanted to take it back to Celestia so that the dragon could face the makers of the world in a judgment that would be held there.
Ooh.
The angel took Magronda, the green dragon, which after death had slowly transformed now into its fully draconic form. You guys did the bits you had and made your way back to the derrick. Or to the shore where the derrick would be called. Apologies. The derrick would be summoned, I would imagine, through a sending spell from Cass after the 2 days travel back down the mountain. And the derrick would come. There is no issue there. And we start the session off with you guys right there on the shoreline. The derrick coming in, pulling up as close as it can, and you guys boarding.
I would like
Hey,
to
Junk.
strip off overdress to just chain dress underneath and just swim back to the boat the moment it's within swimming distance.
Yeah. Easy enough.
Yeah,
Just get that head start.
I'm straight in the water and I'm swimming.
What? Yeah.
Hell, swimming? What the hell?
Just doesn't even pay attention to anyone. I just went in.
You can catch me up! God!
I don't have a swim speed.
But yeah, you all
Unfortunately.
eventually make your way aboard the ship in various states of moisture.
It's moist.
Yes, some of you very moist, some of you not, as the ship would approach the shore enough that you could step aboard dry.
I had like 3 days of shitty mountain. I wanted water.
No, that's fair. That is absolutely fair. But you're
I'll
all...
jump up and I'll go to the wheel where the book is and I'll go, "Oh, Derek, I've missed you. It's been a hell of a journey up there."
A moment would pass and the book would respond. It is good to have you back on the ship. It has been lonely, but bearable.
So I want to go to deck and I want to go and chat to the statue and the piano and all that.
Yeah. You head your way down
Just to
deck and
catch
you
up.
bust open the closet and you see the other two as the statue is currently kind of half bent over and you swear you hear it snoring. And the piano was just lightly making some musical noises and notes as you open the door. It kind of... And the statue... Oh God! What are you doing? Hello. Welcome back.
I'll just have a chat to him while everyone else is coming on board.
Make an insight roll, Stephanie.
Insight. My insight on my board level.
They are very hungry. The door shuts behind you. Having never heard of Stephanie again.
My roll's
dear.
been terrible so far.
Assassin's now been. It's now. It's
The,
always lunch.
the door shuts and like
Uh-oh.
conversation begins,
Uh-oh.
and we'll go back up deck.
Oh,
What's everyone else doing?
myself.
I
Ian's
immediately
in
go get a towel, and I go to bed because I am knackered.
I too will go to my bed.
I got the
time?
feeling I've got some strange dreams coming my way.
Yeah. Let's just quickly see. Okay, it's late evening by the time you get to the ship, so yeah, it's fair that probably most of you want to just kind of get in a proper bed, not just a bedroll at the side of a road or dirt path or whatever. It's the basic simplicities in life when you're a hard traveller sometimes are the best.
Good simple
Yeah.
pleasures.
I would have
That-
just like prepped some work ready for tomorrow morning.
And as
I'll grab myself out of
Okay.
the young bag and go to bed.
I will ask the Derek how they've been doing for food.
I have been taking from the food that was left by you, that was taken from the town. We have been
Okay.
sated, but no more, no less.
So you've not been able to find anything on the ocean floor.
Unfortunately, no. I didn't manage to find anything suitable.
Are any trees nearby?
Yeah. It's easy enough. It's not... I'm not going to make you roll for it if you wish to go and hack a tree down. It's just more of a time investment.
Yeah. Well, by my count of doing that, Derek has 2 days of food left.
Yeah, and about a 30-foot tree or so is equivalent to 1 day's. So, yeah.
Well, I will go and spend some time cutting down a tree or two.
Easy enough to do. Like I said, I'm not going to make you roll for it. It's just more of a... It's going to take time. So is everyone else just settling down for bed with the exception of Eventide?
Yeah.
Persephone, I know you're going to be chatting and then probably bed yourself.
Still be
Of
carrots. Chanting the rings. The necklace for probably for an hour or two.
Yeah. I'd say you probably get like an hour in or something before you get really tired.
Yeah.
And again, then you're at the point you could push it and get an exhaustion point, or you can just call it. It's your call. If you push it, you can add an extra 8 hours of completion time, but that foregoes your sleep.
Yeah, no, I'll just do the hour.
Okay. The night goes. And again, feel free to interrupt me as I time skip if there is something someone wants to do. Everyone eventually settles. Evan, you're the last one to bed as you are cutting trees into the night. They are delivered upon to the Derek, or at least in a position where he can grab them and assimilate them.
Before going to sleep, I would have obviously cast alarm on the perimeter
Of the
stairwell, isn't it? Yeah.
So I'm assuming the stairwell, like, to the deck of the ship, like, to get on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's for everyone but the party. The night goes.
I would, once
yeah.
I get back aboard the ship, I would get the Derek to start heading back. I would have him head back.
If we're going where I think we're going, it'd be better going down the opposite way.
Where are we going?
Aren't we going? Go on, hun. I imagine this conversation starts, and we all just start appearing on the deck of the ship.
Okay, we would have just. Okay, have we discussed it? We would have discussed it on the travel. Are we
I would
going
imagine,
to
yeah.
Drystone?
Yeah, I think you see where that pink line is. I think that'll be the route we end up taking.
Okay, then I will have us start heading off for that. I would probably say just continue the travel from where we are down to docks at Dunvast.
Mm-hmm.
So
That'd be like a day's travel to
day's
Dundas,
travel to get us to Dunvast, so then we can pick up any supplies we need at the docks for Dunvast, to then continue heading down to Arbenham.
Okay.
Smart.
You give him this command, and the response is acknowledgement. The ship, facing northward, would slowly pivot and turn and start heading in that direction as you head down to deck to rest yourself, as you are now extremely tired. The night will go. Everyone has a peaceful night's sleep, with the exception of Greytail, who has an exceptionally peaceful night's sleep, as the memories that have been implanted in your mind from Mystra are feeling more and more legitimate, you want to say. And in the morning, as you're kind of gathering your things, getting dressed, and like sorting yourself out in the morning, you know something's different, something's off, something's odd.
Do I get any specific images of people, places,
It's
building?
hazy, but they are getting clearer.
Okay.
You're getting a feeling in Fjordomore of like a familial feeling, and like while you can't see the faces, you can see the outlines of Tabaxi adjacent or Tabaxi like people that you think you see, and like you get these memories of like learning to throw your first punch correctly as you were seemingly trained by what seems to be the father, looking at these outlined figures. And like I said, it's getting clearer as days goes on, and that will make more sense as you rest more and you let these thoughts ponder and implant. But you wake up and you notice something's off. You're putting your gear on, you're picking your bag up, and as you put your gear on and like kind of throw the shoulder bits over and ready to tie it in the middle with your tail, a small scroll just and then just rolls across the room. That wasn't there before.
I grab it.
It's currently sealed with a wax seal that was of the orphanage that you were a part of, and it's got a small note saying to open once you have become an adult, essentially.
Never gonna happen.
Okay. But you have this. You have this scroll now.
I would like to find Cass at some point during the day then. But if you want to go, do anyone else.
That's it for nighttime things.
Right. Yeah.
You
But
all
yeah, next day I'll go find Cass.
you all wake up, and as you all, I'd imagine at some points, probably meet on the top deck just to kind of get some sunlight and just kind of see how things are progressing. You see yourselves in the middle of open waters, not a coastline in sight, heading steadily.
Vian is very intentionally absent unless called to meetings for the bulk of the trip.
That's fair. But yeah, so you all eventually would probably make your way onto top deck, where, Gray, if you wish, you can speak with Cass. But yeah, like, it's open waters as far as the eye can see, and it's a beautiful day. It's bright. The waves are slightly tumultuous, but not too bad.
Yeah, I'll head over to Cass then.
Boomer just found a nice little spot in the sunshine to carry on working.
Yeah, natural light is better for this sort of work. So yeah, you'd probably find yourself a nice little warm spot. And just carry
So,
on.
well, yeah, whilst everybody's doing that, I'm having a bit of a lie-in from the night before, basically. So
Understandably.
Fair enough. Cass, can I speak with you for a moment?
Of course. Are you okay?
Yeah. When the angel thing left, some images were kind of put in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've lived another life. So I've got like memories of two different versions of me. It's not unpleasant, but it's a bit confusing.
Yeah, you're gonna say your mind is aware that these aren't real, but they kind of, as time goes on, feel more and more real, sort of thing. But your mind knows the difference. It's not confusing in that aspect.
Yeah, I just don't know what they are. Yeah, that's the confusing thing. Also, this fell out of my robes this morning. I don't want to open it without it being checked. Is it a trap?
Okay, I will check it. Cast Identify. Looking for anything magical on it?
It's a scroll with it's a decently done scroll with a small piece of twine wrapped around it that's then been sealed shut with wax. It's completely mundane.
Okay,
Fine.
I'll open it then.
It says, Dear Greytail, this was to be given to you upon your journey from childhood to adulthood. We would like to extend our sincerest apologies for some of the negative experiences you felt in our care, despite our best efforts to provide for you in the tragic events of what happened with your family. We would like to inform you that this was kept a secret from you purposefully until you was of age, but there was a sizable inheritance to be had left in the wake of the events that happened with your family. Please, when you see the time, bring this letter to us and we can explain further of the estate that was left in your name.
Estate? I've got a house.
Estate's a fancy word of what you call the stuff.
No. I thought estate was just a house.
No. When you say someone's estate, it's like all of the stuff.
It could be money, anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of their stuff that they
Their
left.
possessions.
I mean, it could be an estate, and to be fair, would Greytail probably just assume that? Probably.
Yes.
So
He's just as stupid as I am. Yes.
So yeah, the letter outlines an apology for essentially the terrible childhood you had, and that certain things were kept a secret from you for whatever reason. And you can see, apparently, from what you gather, your parents had a tragic event happen to them, which is why you ended up in their care, and you have an estate to collect.
Ooh.
And as you're reading this, you kind of get the feeling that this is tied to the not real memories, but it doubly confuses you because you thought they were just memories, but you've actually got something physical. Yeah, a manifestation of these definitely not real memories that you are confident and you know aren't real, but You're literally holding the paper that contradicts that.
Yeah, because in my real memories, I probably very rarely spent any time in an orphanage. I would have escaped immediately.
You did, and you lived on
Maybe
the
a few
streets for
times.
as long as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Also, Cass, would it be of any use if you use your mind powers? And maybe you could have a look for specifics?
So, just so I understand, you're asking me to go poking around in your head? Just for clarification.
Yes, you have my consent.
Thank you. If you're okay with it, with me
Yeah.
knowing some of your memories, secrets, I am happy to be of service.
Well, they're not my memories, so don't judge me too harshly.
Well, the thing is, though, the way magic works, these could have been buried by somebody modifying your memory quite a lot so that you forgot.
Okay.
I mean, none of us can say that our memory yesterday actually happened. It's our perception of things that could have happened. We could have all been...
Sleep.
It's a thing. But I would be honoured to help you. I will...
See what you can get.
Yeah, do my... whatever Greytail called it. The mind...
Mind
stuff.
powers.
Mind powers, that was it. I will use my mind powers. So I'm going to do is detect thoughts and kind of dig around a bit.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going to forego the save and just allow this to happen.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
What you see, Cass, is memories that are... Again, you see them as hazy memories, because that's how they are currently in his mind, but you see memories of a very, very young Greytail. And you actually, I would say with your perception, you're probably actually able to gather a tiny bit more. And two names prominent in the memories that you would associate with the mom and the dad figures in these memories. One is Giuseppe, and the other is Petal. Giuseppe Grey and Petal Grey.
Okay.
It seems...
I will then explain.
Yeah.
I think I've found your parents' names.
It would seem not only that, but Giuseppe was a monastery monk of some kind, you think? And
An abbey cat.
An abbey cat, yeah.
Abbey cat.
And through various martial teachings and services, made himself quite proficient as well as prolific in his martial capabilities, and was actually a capable warrior, and seemingly in these very early memories trying to impart some knowledge and wisdom onto the very impressionable and currently young Greytail, which could probably explain that some of the movements that Greytail does now match some of the orders and descriptions that he's telling this young Greytail to do. It seems subconsciously the monk-like abilities you've been doing are the mimickings of your father's teachings as a kid.
Okay.
And again, while you see these as hazy, Cass, you don't see them as fake memories per se, but similar to what you mentioned, like suppressed and locked away memories.
But they weren't magically hidden.
The
Can I
method
tell us
the
that
method in
the
why the method in why they were suppressed is unknown, but you know.
I will explain this to Greytail, but almost like waiting in case he wants me to stop at any point. To be like, so I found the names of your parents, and I can see your father teaching you, calling out orders, much like, you know, your actions when you're in combat. The martial prowess that you fight with. But they don't seem to be implanted memories. They seem to have been suppressed by something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
It means instead of what's the best way of explaining this? You know,
Like
in a
sweeping it
barrel-
under the rug. Just kind of hide it out of the way.
Exactly. It's like burying something. You know, if you bury it, you can't see it anymore.
Yeah.
But it's always been there.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Greytail. Truly am.
Why?
I can see your parents. I'm sure you can too now.
And as you're because I'm assuming you're still connected,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of see Giuseppe. You kind of get vague colorations. You see Giuseppe as a non-patterned but smoky grey furred tabaxi, and petal. But it's Petal, not petal as in le at the end, like a flower petal. You see as more of a calico / tabby. So it seems he got the colour from the father and the markings from the mother, which made Greytail.
I also find it funny that, you know, it's like Giuseppe Grey and Petal Grey, so his real name is Tail Grey.
Can I actually tell what his real name is? What's his dad calling him?
Ooh.
Make a perception check.
And Danny quickly figures out.
Can I assist?
No, I have it, but I didn't want to press it because
No.
that's a major change.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can I assist?
No, this is entirely on her because
Okay.
the thing is, she's only getting this much detail because of her stupidly high perception.
Yeah.
Like this is what you would have got.
Blue.
You would have got these eventually, Grey, but this would have probably have been a week away. You know what I mean? Whereas she's getting this now.
Okay.
It's like an outsider. You know, you tend to get more information, whereas if you're actually involved in the event, your focus is more on what's happening to you
Yeah.
rather than viewing it.
Yeah.
But 15.
You hear, and assuming from what you've heard, the last name is Grey, you get Francisco.
Okay.
It's up to you how you wish to be called, but you hear
Never let anyone choose your name for you.
Francisco.
That's
Strike.
literally how parents work.
Francisco.
Yeah.
Strike
Well, yeah.
quicker, harder, with more fluidity.
I mean, you could call yourself Cisco if you wanted to, and have us.
I'll stick with Greytail.
I figured you would, but I thought you'd like to know.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Cisco.
You give me no backstory, I make you one, motherfucker.
No, I love
I'm
it.
sorry, I've just seen the comment from Ash, the
Oh,
Frankie G.
great.
Earl
Yeah.
Grey.
Oh no!
I mean, he has an estate.
That is far too brilliant.
You missed it, Dan. You missed that one, didn't you?
I mean, I was never going to change it from what I'd had it, but it is a good name. I will say at this point, the memories are pushing further into the memories, these specific ones, because I'm imagining you're just looking at these. They're getting clearer, but it's going to take more time, and it's probably something that in a few more days, once they have more time to bloom, you can probably look again. But
Yeah, okay.
as of right now, those are some pretty key details of a life that you didn't think you ever lived. Haven't lived? Question mark. But Cass
Yeah, we
is
still don't know if
pretty.
they're actually-
Cass is pretty sure that these aren't just memories that were just given to overlap and make you feel better. These seemingly are more physical
actually happen.
and liable than just memories that are fake.
The door has been unlocked, kind of deal.
It's like my past was overwritten.
Yeah, it's like imagine a vacuum seal bag for like wool, and like when you undo it, and it jumps out, and then it slowly expands over time. Yours has jumped out, and now it's now regrowing as it's given space.
Okay.
If you would like to talk, Gray, at any time about anything that is happening currently, if you need to share your feelings, I am always here, but I will not push.
Yeah, if anything, if I remember anything else, I will let you know. And we might have to go find this orphanage at some point. No rush, let's go do the ice golem first.
Whenever you're ready. I
Yeah.
mean, we have a lot on our plate, but this kind of stuff is important. Cool.
Yeah, well, thank you for looking.
It's
And,
fine. It's quite comfortable in there. Lots of room.
wow!
Trying to lift up the situation a little bit by making a joke.
Respectfully, you're a fucking idiot.
I mean, with people like yourself, with where you are, I mean, how old are you? Like, exactly, number of years.
I'm 20.
So you don't have that many memories yet? When I go into Evan's head, his is completely different. It is half fortress, half library upon level of memory after memory after memory. That could be quite difficult to sort through. It's nicer to have a fresher mind. That is what I was trying to say in a jokey way.
Yes. No, it wasn't. You bitch. But it's said with a massive grin on my face. So yeah, I get it. You're alright. I'm not going to hit you.
It's right, I didn't call you a cat, did I? So. But no, and I feel like this is an appropriate time to thank you. I feel like I owe you a little bit for stopping me from dying. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
A
welcome.
minute, well, not even a minute, a second away from having that thing rip apart my throat where you did it to them. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, as a visual, that was pretty cool. Not gonna
It was
lie.
pretty epic.
Yeah. Anytime. Just let's not make it a regular occurrence. I can't be good for you.
Don't worry, I'm quite used to dying. But
Well.
that aside, I'm glad I have a friend like you, Gray.
No.
Yeah, now let's stop being soppy and go find the others. I'm sure Deer's doing something that he shouldn't be doing, and Boomer's probably about to blow something up, so
Yeah.
should probably go find him. Cool.
But yeah,
And I'll go find them.
eventually, after this morning conversation and dip into the mind of Greytail, like I said, you all eventually will congregate on the deck. And whereas, like I said, normally you're used to sailing the coastline and at least keeping the land in sight, you amass to the deck with open waters in all directions and clean sailing ahead of you.
Yeah.
I say to one of the guys who's going to go off the boat, I'll say to Evan, actually, could you do me a huge favour, please? Oh, buddy, oh, pal.
Michael?
I have been responding. I was muted. I've pulled a Liam.
Way, wanker. That's now 4 of us that have done that at different points, because I know I've done it a couple times.
He's a
Yeah.
a good friend of mine.
Could you potentially pick me up some diamond dust if you can get it? Just for a couple more days, because I know we're just waiting on Boomer to finish it, but I'm about to run out. And if you pick up any other diamonds, that'll be really useful. I'm going to stay on the boat
Hello, Pink.
just to have a
Hey,
chat with our person who's not coming out of her room.
That would probably be for the best. She is a little shaken up by everything that happened. I will see if we can get many diamonds, but given that we are about a day, we are half a day away from the town when we get to the harbour, probably won't find any.
Okay. Anything though. Also, if you can get me some. This is going to sound very strange. Just some things that people don't like. You know, like mushrooms and slugs and that kind of thing. That would be extraordinarily useful. Is this a question I should ask Dia? Dia seems like the kind of person that would have a bag full of stuff that people don't like.
I mean, just to point out, you know he's the druid of the spores, and mushrooms are kind of his thing. He could probably make some right now.
Specifically, I need stuff that people don't like. I also need, if it's okay for me to give you a bit of a shopping list, if you can run into Penelope's, that would be excellent.
Again,
I also...
half a day away, so it's probably a day round trip if you wanted to go and visit Penelope.
Oh, okay, no worries. I will wait till we get to town, because we're going to actually go to the town, aren't we, before we go off on our adventure.
Arbenham, yeah?
Arbenham, yeah.
Yes, we will probably be stopping there because I'm guessing while the Derek can drop us off on that side, I believe the dock is on the opposite.
That's it. I need incense and just general, like, sacrificial offerings, that kind of thing. I can get them when we get to Abra. It's fine.
I will see what I can find at the docks, but the main thing I'm going for is hopefully some food for Derek.
No, I understand completely. Okay, well, enjoy, boys. And
again, I'm going to slowly narrate the day. Again, if anyone wants to jump in with anything like outside of the normal, like Boomer working on the necklaces and things, please just cut me. So the day will carry on. The skies will remain clear as the Derek carries on going forward. The sun...
No, we stopped. We're at dock.
No.
You
I
just said that we-
said 3 times you're in open waters with no landmass around you as far as the eye can see.
No math.
I've said this 3 times. You woke up and went on top deck to notice, whereas normally you would be following the coastline on one side, you're in completely open water.
That is odd, though, because you said it was 1 day of travel for us to get to Dunvast Docks.
I did.
Have we
I did,
drifted?
yes, and I have pointed it out 3 times, hoping someone would notice.
Yeah, I
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
exactly.
again, I'd noticed we were off course, but I was asleep downstairs, so I wouldn't know.
Oh,
The
Derek?
the map.
I have a map. I will get it out, and I'll go over to Derek's book and be like, Derek,
No
where
response.
are we?
No response.
Derek, do not make me come in there. I will do if I have to. Where are we?
There's still no response. And this is extremely odd behaviour, considering Derek is normally very chatty and up for a conversation.
He is our friend. Something has happened. I'm
Sleep.
gonna go. Well, there's someone who's stuck in her room. This is odd. So either it is the magic people or her, and I will literally stomp down to Vian and just be like knocking on the door, going, "Vian?
Do you want me to come with or not?
Yeah, come with we."
Okay.
Well, as long as we don't all go and it's not an attack, this is not an intervention. We're just a challenge.
You just
I'll
hear
hover in
incredibly
the
loud humming
hallway.
coming from her room until she answers her door.
Is this because of you? What's going on with the boat?
I assume Grimtail came with it, sounded like.
I'm
Sorry?
probably just like in the hallway, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just keeping tabs on who was around.
Just cast them. Down.
Yeah. She pauses for a minute, and her hand kind of just flicks for a second, and then she just kind of like goes, "What? Me? I've been in here." Just kind of humming to myself.
Does she seem like she is telling the truth or lying?
By all means, roll an insight check. Just for the sake of disguising it, if it's persuasion or deception, whichever you need, just roll a d20 and add the appropriate modifier. Because otherwise it'll come up with the name of it, won't it, Ash?
Yeah, one quick DM though.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
It's a DM to the DM.
Never mind.
Oh no, this is still a bard that we're going up against here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think she'll need like 16 or 17 to beat me.
Oh.
Danny, you might want to. Don't forget we're watching the stream.
I know.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah. But no, well, the thing is, you're going to pick up on it anyway, so...
Yeah, with that insight.
Yeah. She seems relatively normal. You do notice she's mumbling an enchantment to herself, but you, from hearing it, it's like a self care type of spell. It's nothing affecting things around her. It's something to help level her own mindset.
What are you doing? Yeah.
So I was just kind of humming, keeping, my brain occupied.
We need to talk about this later, but at the present moment, we have drifted completely off course and our boat is not listening to us, so if you are doing something, I'm going to ask you very nicely, please stop.
Is there anyone near the book on top deck?
I'm on top deck.
I say Boo would have started casting magic.
Okay,
Once he heard all the
ritually.
commotion. Ritually, yes.
Yeah, so Persephone, you see the book, the pages start to and just start rolodexing and like flying about, and it gathers your attention, and you see illegible stuff just as if like it's being thrown up against a glass, like just ink just hitting the page, that it doesn't make words, it doesn't make anything logical. As someone's wrong.
I'll fall down and say, guys, something's weird going on with Derek. He's acting up. Someone wanna come up here?
Does someone want
Yeah,
to check?
Sorry, there were too many people speaking then, I didn't quite catch what you were saying.
I was going to suggest, does someone want to check out the two other mimics to see if the same thing has happened to them?
Well, you can go do that then, Boomer.
I'm doing
Yeah?
detect magic at the minute.
Oh, you're doing a bit... Oh, okay.
Doing
Just shout it, I'll go look.
Would you mind, sorry? I
Yeah, I'll
will
go
go...
check on.
I'll go and knock on
Yeah.
Evan's door and I'll go, knock, knock, knock. Evan! You wanna come and join us? There's some weird stuff going on here.
I kind of get up and go over to the door. What's happening?
Gone. Literally
Wow.
gone. Is not responding to anyone. His book's acting up and speaking jarble. It's all weird, and we're way off course with somewhere in the middle of an ocean.
Okay, is someone trying to see if anything's happened to him?
Yeah,
Get it
Cass is playing with our new party member, and Boomer is going to chat to the other two.
No, Grey is Boomer's casting detect magic.
Well,
I'm assuming I can see Evan from where I'm standing.
Yeah, probably depends on what. We're probably on the same corridor, so it's okay. Right, I'll go with Grey to go and see that Boomer is currently doing that.
I'll go and have a look at the book, see if I can tell what writing is happening, what's going on.
Go back up to deck as well.
What was Vian doing for her?
Vian just kind of like has her hands up. She's like, I'm not doing anything, but if you need me to like try and help, I'll happily help. I'll just I may need a minute of concentration.
You will go to the top deck. You will all see the book that is currently freaking the fuck out. It's kind of like... Oh, go on.
Two of us are gone to the other mimics.
2 mimics.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
The book is throwing itself open and shut. The pages are flashing across like something caught in a book in a heavy wind. And like, it's not language. It's just gibberish. It's like a 2-year-old with an Etch-a-Sketch. It's gibberish.
As I'm walking down the thing, can I the corridor? Can I just touch the wall and use 5 points of lay on hands to see if I can remove anything that's affecting?
Oh, that removes diseases and conditions.
Yeah.
Do curses.
Doesn't do curses.
It doesn't do curses, no. It's not strong enough for that. But it wouldn't have an effect, unfortunately, as your hand just kind of glows for a moment and you just feel the warmth leave at the wrist and go down the fingers and pulse into the ship and seemingly has no effect.
But that's just an off thought as I'm walking down the corridor. I'm not in armor or anything. I have got I've got a pair of trousers on.
The Under Armour, the Gambeson.
Not even Under Armour or anything. It's just trousers, and I think I might be taking them all with me, but that's about it.
When we get to the top deck as well, Persephone, Vian, you two are very fast swimmers, right?
Oh yeah.
Why don't you want to try a spot?
Vian?
Yeah.
You're Persephone. I'm asking Vian as well.
He's ignoring us.
I can swim. What?
Cool. I need you two to go and see if anything's attached itself to the bottom of our boat.
You don't want me to talk to the boat?
I mean, you're more than welcome to. Persephone, would you mind?
We'll get to that conversation in a moment as...
I'll jump overboard.
Hang
I'll
on.
obviously drop my weapons before anything else.
I said we'll get to that in a moment.
Alright.
As you guys have gone to top deck, Grey and Eventide would have made their way to the mimics in the closet as the door opens and Damascus once again greets you. Good day. 2 visits in one day. That is certainly a fantastic sight. Welcome to my humble closet.
It's very nice. Can you speak with Derek? Is that an ability they have?
Not really, but he looks after us and makes us fit as fiddle.
Okay, we're currently going off into the middle of nowhere, and apparently the book he uses to speak is going mental. Do you have any idea what this is?
Well, that's not good at all. Could this possibly have something to do with what I mentioned to Persephone when she came and saw me about one of you returning early on your own?
No.
Someone returned on their own.
I said it was weird that one of you had returned so early. You never came in and said hello or anything, but I heard the pitter-patters. But I mentioned it to Persephone, but I don't think she took any notice. That was the insight check. Why? What's going on?
Oh, that'll be interesting. So you heard
Yeah.
someone come back. How many days was that before we reappeared?
About day and a half or so before the rest of you turned up. Who was it that came back, by the way?
None of
Not
us.
one of us.
Oh. Right.
Do you have any idea where they went?
I heard them all over. I heard above us and in the corridor. When I heard them in the
They never
corridor, I
opened
assumed...
this door.
Well, I assumed they were going to come in and say hello, whoever it was, but no one did.
Yeah, we need to check if anything's been stolen, but we would have taken everything important with us. So they've probably done summits to Eric then. Did he speak when we first got back on?
He spoke. Yep.
He did, yeah.
He was perfectly fine up until Evan went to bed. I'd imagine probably the equivalent of like 1 a.m. maybe.
And
He
you
did
spoke.
say as well, and I remember him saying it to Persephone that somebody had come back early.
Yeah, we need to have a- see if
It's
Persephone
almost like I
remembers.
hide hints in everything I say.
Not a
Yeah,
Persephone
well,
thing.
of course,
know,
there's hiding hints and then hiding hints and making sure only one person receives them.
Yep.
It's one of those.
But as you guys
Okay.
gather this, now I would imagine you want to quickly report this to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Persephone, you're about to jump overboard.
Yeah.
So you take off weapons and things just so it's some more hydrodynamic, and you jump over.
Obviously, go into the other side
Mhm.
and climb and see if I can see anything attached or underneath.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
The hull is relatively spick and span outside of the coattail passengers that you would expect to see on the underside of a ship, mollusks and like different sea life that has made home on the underhull of the ship. You also see the foot/fin-like appendages that help Derek propel himself slowly, just paddling into the water as you've seen once before. So you know that's not out of the normal, but out of the normal for a ship. The hull seems clear. There is nothing attached. There is nothing that would garner your suspicion as unusual outside of what you already are aware of.
And I'll
This-
climb back up the other side
This will
then.
take you a few moments, and in this moment, I
Yeah.
know Vian is going to be speaking with Derek, or attempting to.
Has
Can I look over the front of the boat?
Well,
I-
I'd imagine she's speaking to the ship as you guys are just talking with Damascus. So I'm trying to, it's because you guys are all over. I'm trying to keep it coherent. So just
Yeah, yeah.
bear with me a sec.
Yeah,
once,
just checking when Boom is mad.
I would
Just
imagine,
check, man.
yeah. Once Vian's spoken with the ship, I'd imagine Boomer's detect. I'd imagine it's kind of everyone's congregating then because Persephone would have finished the careful inspection. The detect magic would be going off. You guys would be coming back. So Vian, you approach this book that is.
Oh no, I'm done with the book. The book is stupid.
Okay. So yeah, you see this book thrashing and throwing itself and just incoherent scribbles just throwing itself on the page and disappearing and throwing and disappearing, and yeah, you kind of take one look at that and just go, no, I'm good.
No, she's going to instead focus on the boat and talk directly to the boat. Because
Okay.
presuming the boat can write in the book, it presumably has a language.
Yeah, it speaks common.
So I'm
things.
going into the boat brain.
You and the chosen creature. Okay.
I would like to talk to the boat.
And
I got 1 minute.
the telepathic link opens, and you can hear like a panicked babble, kind of overcoming the ship, as this is the first time any of you have heard a voice of Derek. as you can hear, must go, follow the path, go, follow, don't go anywhere else, only follow,
Hey.
only follow, only
Hey.
follow, we'll go.
Oh, whatever your name is.
Completely doesn't acknowledge the presence, as it's seemingly enthralled and fixated on following this path that it has been given. Must follow the path. Been given a path. Follow the path. Follow the path. Follow the path. Must go. Go.
She's going to just attempt to outright stop the boat.
Okay.
She just tells the boat to freeze.
Okay. Okay. No, I like this. Just let me pull up Derek's stats.
Take your time.
No, I have.
Fishy Queen rules the seas.
So it's a wisdom save, is it not?
All the
Yep.
creatures of the sea.
Yeah, that's a big fail. So as you shout, stop! The boat, you immediately all feel the boat rock slightly as the forward momentum just, and it just slowly will just drift eventually to a halt.
And from there, she's going to attempt to follow it up with a suggestion of the boat to just, like, chill for a minute. Which is going to be same DC on suggestion.
Same DC on suggestion, righty-ho. And I'm assuming a 10 does not do it either.
16.
Yeah, no. It has a flat roll.
At which point she's going to just kind of give, like, a cheeky smile and resume humming to herself.
The boat is currently frozen. But you are more than aware, Vian, that this is very much a temporary fix, and the boat will probably continue in any second. As it...
Vian is the queen of temporary fixes. She's done her job.
Not going to be angry when he snaps out of it, is he?
That's probably the end of her 1 minute
Yep.
conversation, quote unquote, with the book.
Yep, and the
Or
6
the boat.
seconds for command goes by, and like that, you feel the rock once more as the momentum just takes off in the exact same direction.
So what does the suggestion do then? What's the suggestion?
Oh shit, no, yeah, you're right. How long does the suggestion last?
Chill out.
8 hours, as long as she can concentrate on it, which
Oh.
I'll happily give you.
Sorry, yeah, I was only going based off the command. No, you're right. So 8 hours of basically chill the fuck out as the I will say the ship will remain still for now and not do anything. Boomer, your detect magic goes off after casting it ritually, and you pick up, outside of the normal anomalies and magics around you, 7 signatures that are not what you're used to.
Okay.
I will
Is-
quickly note that I'm down 2 spell slots.
You notice 1 of enchantment and 6 of divination.
Is this on this deck?
The enchantment is encompassing the entire ship. The divination are in key locations dotted around the ship.
I would start making my way. Obviously, grab Cass.
I will say you don't need to roll investigation, whatever, to find the source, because you've literally got a metal detector for these. You would eventually weasel your way, and tucked in Cassie's room, you find a small stone that looks to be of like a dark grey, almost black stone in the shape of an ear that's got divination magic from it. You see one in Evan's room, in Persephone's room. In each of your rooms, there is a stone, all slightly different, but yet eerily similar. Dark grey, almost black stone in the shape of an ear, that all produce divination magic.
All in the shape of a humanoid ear clarifying question?
Humanoid ear, yeah.
Okay, so these aren't like ears of family members, then we're good.
No.
I felt it was a valid ask for a Chinese.
No, that is a fair
Yeah,
ask,
definitely.
but these are made of stone. These are carved stone.
I don't know, maybe they Medusa'd our parents or something.
I would have gathered them all up and
They'd have needed a lot of time travel to be able to do that for some of us.
Yeah, for us too. Yeah. How long is it going to take you for you to finish off those necklaces, Boomer?
I still got another few
Do we
days.
want to talk around the ears? Do we want to just yeet them off the ship?
Can I identify one first, please?
You're just going to cast it.
Yeah, I'll just burn it. I'll burn the spell slot.
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
cast identify.
Give me one when you're done.
These essentially are one part of a two-part magical item. These are the senders, and you can have any number of senders connected to a receiver. The item is called Send and Receive. Very creatively named, I know. And essentially they work like a one-way walkie-talkie over limitless range on the same plane of existence, in that any receiver can connect to any one sender at any time and audibly pick up anything that they can pick up with a passive perception that they have. So there's 6 of them on the ship, so assuming the receiver could attune to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and listen in to any one of
I'm
them.
sorry, what locations were they in? Just for
Everyone's
interest.
rooms.
In our rooms. Where did me and Cass have our conversation?
I
It
would
was on the
imagine.
deck, right?
Yeah, on deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I assumed you met up on deck.
Alright.
Is this
So
information
why
being...
No, go on.
I was just gonna ask if we're all getting this information as you identify, or...
It's whether she chooses to disclose it.
I will just literally do like the zipping line across the mouth and point at the ears. And just be like,
At this point,
What-
I kind of. At
fingers
this
against my
point,
lip.
at this point, I kind of joined, and he's like, I just see them. I just kind of just tap my ear, like, are they listening? Basically.
I will nod and point at the ears.
I go back to my room. I grab my bag of holding. I open my bag of holding.
Mildly confused, Vian just kind of gives Cass a tap and just kind of says hi inside of Cass's brain. I don't like what's going on here.
To be fair, just point out, Cass, you would know that the bag of holding would probably work, considering they only work on the same plane.
Yep.
And the bag
Here
is
they go.
and yeah, because the bag is technically its own demi-plane. Yep, that's not on the material plane anymore, so you are confident it's
wanted-
Winston.
There was 6 ears and then something else, right?
The entire ship is encompassed in an enchantment.
So could you please now, again, if that gets relayed to me once that's been handed, could you now cast and identify on the Derek to see what magics are affecting him?
Yeah.
Vienna
Here we go.
waves.
I will throw my hands on the deck and I will.
Besides the ants magic.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
discounting that because I would have assumed you would see and know it and
Basically,
discount.
there's two levels of enchantment magic currently.
Yeah, they have different
You can-
flavors. You can taste the difference.
But yeah, those ears, just as a pointer, are completely useless without the receiver, to you guys at least.
I
That's fine.
disagree entirely.
Yeah. Have you ever been on the side of someone where they are mass texting, spam texting? It is hella annoying, and if we feel like it, we can.
I mean, I was just gonna sing into the ear and see what happened.
The same thing, technically.
That's something we can figure out in a moment, but
So yeah, I will cast Identify on Derek. What's affecting Derek, please?
You can see 2 things have potentially happened to him. He has had his memory altered, and you can also see that there was a trigger effect put in once he was given a command of a place to go. That the original destination would be overwritten and a new one would be placed. You don't know the place.
Can I tell whether this is arcane or divine casting? bit beyond the limits of this level. So I'm thinking as I'm in here, I've got quite a bit of experience with the divine side and getting it with the arcane side. So could I tell if it was arcane or whether it's something else?
Mate, I'll give you a roll. Make an Arcana check, sure.
Cool. Also, I'm going to turn to the others. Does anyone have divination tools on board?
No, but I can make some for you.
I don't know what that is.
What kind of roll was that again, Danny? Sorry?
Arcana. I'll give you the roll. I'll be fair.
Thank you. Just a normal roll.
That's animal
That's
handling.
animal handling.
So do you want
You can handle, dear.
New dice. Who dis?
yeah. Do you want assistance?
Oh god, bear with me. I'm having to. This
Yeah,
is not
well-
going well. Oh, stop it! Stop doing
I'm about to
that.
say, with you saying that, if he were to cast Identify as well, could the two of them then work together to try and figure out what it is?
Well, I will say because he did offer assistance, so I'll
Yeah.
give advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah, advantage.
thank you.
You can...
Did it come through? Oh, that's a
I'm...
29, please, Danny.
It's more of a divine magic base.
Does it feel similar to my own magic? Like a Corellon Blessed one?
Fuck. Give me a sec. I need to check something.
What god do these people serve?
Yeah, can I sense anything about it? I'm like proper standing. I can imagine me and
No,
Boomer like got our like
No.
clothes lifting and we're proper focusing.
no.
Yeah.
I've, because it's alright. I knew where the information was. No, it is not Corellon based, but it is, as you're concentrating on it, definitely divine in nature. I will say, you know what? A 29 is a pretty fucking good roll. Give me and I will say, having a 29 will give you the chance to make a religion check to try and discern maybe what potential domain, not necessarily the god exactly, but at least the domain.
Either me.
I've got a reward of 29 like natural. That's fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 15 religion. That's not.
It's you are to discern it's a deity of a fairly base area, as in nothing overly complex. I'm not going to be too specific because a 15 is, and this is an extremely difficult thing.
A 15's a hard DC.
Yeah, but
By the
when
way,
you're considering the
this
difficulty of this entire of
I
what
know,
you're doing,
yeah. I'm trying to
You were aiming for a 25.
yeah, kind
Yeah.
of, yeah. Like the fact I'm only giving you this chance because you rolled a 29 previously. But yeah, I would say it's not a very complex domain, which would anything that's very intricate that this deity looks after, but it's very base in nature and very simplistic, or
It's not.
very underworked. As in, like, it's not had a lot of refinement done to whatever domain it serves. It's
So
very
it's-
simplistic and base-natured.
So what you're saying is like the domain of the sea or the sky, like a very
Yeah, a
base
very,
level.
very, very base level, something like that. Whereas something like an example would be of poetry. That's a very complex and refined domain. So it's probably not something like that, but very something simplistic.
base and elemental.
Yes,
Nature,
yes,
maybe.
something like that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. And
How we are looking up at the sky? Like, are we travelling east or west, at least, based on where the sun is?
you are. Make an age check.
Does the Derek have a compass?
No,
No.
he is a compass. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows at least
but
the
you
heading
have
of
to-
where he is, but he doesn't know. Like he remembers where he has to go, and he knows the headings. That's about it.
23. What is with my rolls? Jesus
Pretty
Christ.
fucking good rolls. You feel, looking at the direction of the sun, and given you've got no landmass to go off, you think you may be going southeast, maybe?
Are we getting colder? What's the temperature?
It's brisk, as it always has been. It's more so when you're in open waters. The open sea is extremely cold. It's not damaging you guys, but it's not pleasant.
Yeah, I'm fucking miserable right now.
Yeah, you would be. Like I said, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not going to affect any. It's not going to
Yeah.
affect anything you do. But by God, you don't like it.
I'm going to climb
yeah,
to the
maybe-
top of the mast, and from a higher vantage point, can I see any land?
You can certainly try and make a perception check. You don't have to roll to climb because you have a climb speed.
Who could have directed something to do with basics like nature or stone or sea? Just something that's not,
It's
Do you think
sea
that's
as far as the eye can look out, Greytail. You are seemingly so far out that your eyes cannot even garner the tiniest blip of land.
Good.
You are
I can
multiple
relay that.
miles away.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Gray and Evan have basically explained what they spoke to you downstairs about, the two, Damascus and the piano.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. Which, it's going to
So-
be the point of Persephone. Why did you not mention that somebody'd been on board?
I went to Derek, I said hello, I walked off. I didn't know.
Yeah, but no. Nothing to do... Derek would never... I don't know if Derek said anything, but apparently the two downstairs said something.
Yeah, no, Derek did not say anything.
I went to them, I said hi. I was tired, I just probably must have zoned out. I can only apologise.
They said that they spoke to them, so...
Yeah, I
you
did
spoke-
speak to them,
Yeah,
but
and they told you that somebody had come back on board early.
again, I must have just zoned out. I was tired. We just walked for 2 days and then swam, and it's a long journey, you know.
Cass, can
Yeah?
you also check as well? Make sure that nobody was still on board when we came through. Hope you don't mind, Stephanie.
Vian tries to quickly chirp in. What am I doing with this boat, by the way? It's kind of distracting.
Hold it onto it for a second, if you wouldn't mind, just until we find out where we're going. Please.
Yep, okay, sure, yep.
Doing good
Thank
work.
you.
Thank
You can't remove enchantments, anyone, can they? Or
Not at
Oh, I can! I can!
Hey!
Jesus.
I
Did you actually
can!
prepare to spell magic this morning?
I did! I think. Yes, I did!
Oh, yeah.
Would you like to drop it, Jan? Because I don't want to spell your magic, I just want to spell the one underneath. Could you recast it in case it doesn't work?
Vian breaks concentration and just kind of,
prepare.
lets loose the focus for a second, ready to recast if she has to.
Yeah.
Cool, I will cast Dispel Magic on Derek,
Do you want to quickly
on the
just
spell,
pop that up
the
for me?
enchantment. Yeah. Give me a second.
Thank you.
Technical difficulties, why is it not coming through? That should come through. Is it come through?
It might break it. It might break the enchantment, but it won't break the memory.
Well, if it's
Uh,
a modify memory.
Not a modify. I think a modify needs a greater restoration to fix.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you may be right, but allow me to double check.
I've not got to modify memory yet, but it will be a spell I will be taking. I think it's one I have to take as a knowledge.
Hatch.
Yo, same, we can be besties.
What
Yeah.
level are you casting it at?
It will be at 4th, because, well, 4th is my highest spell slot, so I'm going to burn it.
Okay. It's alright. I'm just quickly
If
double.
it's anything other, but if it's anything other than modify memory, then anything else besides modify memory was added, then maybe. Otherwise, it's greater restoration.
Yeah, because no, there's two effects, and I'm just double checking the levels of things.
If either of them are below 4th, I think Dispel Magic
automatically works. I'm just double checking in case it needs to be a
If
roll or
not, I
anything.
need to roll.
Yeah.
The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Where is it? Oh my god. Can't find it.
If it's find the path 6th level, Danny.
No, modify memory.
Modify memory is a 5th level spell. Modify
Okay.
memory is a 5th level, and I'm guessing the other spell, if it begins with a G, is also 5th level.
No, it does not. But I know what it is. Just give me a second. Okay, so can you, Cass, make a... You're going to need to make 2 checks. We'll do the first one for the memory blocking.
So it says I need to do it with my spellcasting ability, which is a wisdom.
Please, yeah.
So is that just plus 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Wisdom.
Roll high. That's not.
15?
That will be exactly enough.
So that's a success.
And you
And the
feel
second one?
the bonds break on that, and then I'm going to need a second one, please.
Oh, second one don't break.
That is a fail.
But no mind.
As the ship, the book is still wigging out, and the ship is continuing its journey forward, but you feel parts of the enchantment break.
Can you try again?
I can. Yeah, I can do it. Just bear with me because I've accidentally kicked myself out of the game. So. I'm sorry, I'm
It's not going
failing.
well.
It's fine, it's fine, it's absolutely fucking
Right.
fine.
Right. Okay, I'm back in again.
That
Give me
sounded
2
perfectly, that sounded like perfectly reasonable, Danny, until you got to the fucking, and then the sarcasm just multiplied 1,000-fold. And it's fine, it's fine, it's fucking fine.
Hey, you.
Would you mind, Danny, just dropping me down a 4th level and a 3rd level then?
Yes.
And I'll.
Oh.
I'm in. It's
Okay,
fine.
She's
so
alive,
I don't need
she's
to do it now.
alive.
You can if you still want to. Like, I'm not going to hold you back.
I tracked my spell.
No, but
slots in the notepad.
I didn't want to dock you 2 by accident in case you did it already, so I'll leave you to do it.
No, would you mind? It's not working at
Okay,
the moment.
no,
It's
that's
being
fine.
Silly.
So
So a 4th level, which I didn't manage to get rid of yet.
that's
Being fit.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
So just the 4th I've got to drop.
4th and the 3rd. So she's about to reach. She's about to reach the spell.
So I'm gonna
Okay, so
cast
the 4th is down. The 3rd
Spell is
is already
level
down.
Yeah.
The third is already down 1 from sending, so technically it'll go back up to 3 because we've slept.
And
I
then
just
back
haven't
down to
updated.
2, so yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Cool. And I will cast again.
Go for it.
The level. Do 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 do.
Blap.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. Come on.
Nope.
Oh, fuck's sake. I'll do it again. I've got 1 more left to do.
Yep.
No, I've got 2.
Two.
Yeah, so.
Before she
I'll
gets
try
it
again.
out, may Vianne frustratedly hand her a bardic inspiration was the end of my sentence.
Yes. Yes.
I was trying to ask before you rolled.
Alright,
Cut
submit,
it,
and
cut
then
it
what's your
off.
Bardic Inspiration?
That is so. Yeah, the 14.
I think the 14 was meant to be going was where the bardic was being mentioned. So
Yeah,
What's the Bardic Inspiration?
D8.
D8. D8 by now.
So that's a 19 on the 14.
Or you can take the 17 one back because that will make it just about enough.
I didn't want to give her one upright, but watching her keep failing.
As the bonds shatter and break, and the boat, as it was starting to play forward, and the book thrashing, the book stops dead. The ship just kind of stops for a moment as it just kind of chills the fuck out, as Vian made it do, and it just kind of stops. Everything goes eerily quiet.
So I feel like all the magic was reversed. Except
Yes.
for...
Alright, how are you feeling? As I go over to the book.
While he's on the way to the book, may I also just mentally ask the boat, like, you good?
What happened? I'm confused. My head hurts really bad. And this is to Vian.
I think the proper people are on their way to say hi. You were kind of screaming earlier, and I thought you should,
Was I?
You're fine now. Go talk to.
Okay. And then, as Evan, you kind of go, you good? It responds with, yes, I think.
What's the last thing you remember?
Last thing I remember was you telling me to go south, I think, to a town.
Yeah.
Someone was on board before you came back. They made me forget.
Do you remember them now?
Yeah, if you remember them being here, you should remember them.
I remember feeling them on my deck. I didn't see them before things happened. Hooves.
Hooves?
Hooves. Oh, it's the fucking...
Who?
What?
Clarissa!
Clarissa.
Divine magic, nature, hooves.
Two-legged? Did they walk like us, or were they more?
Two leg.
Who is?
Clarissa's a friend who was taken by the group that we just fought a few days ago.
Oh.
She could have just said, hello, I need your help, not...
Charm, magic, taking control. Are we sure Clarissa's in her right mind at the moment?
Sorry. That I shouted a little there.
I remember where I was to take you.
Which was?
I'm seeing open water with a spire. It's made of stone. Not far from here. I think.
How far would you say? Yeah, what would you reckon?
A day.
Yeah, where are we? Right now?
I don't know. I use land to guide me, and since you told me to go to Arbanum, I don't remember.
I told you Dunbars, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we when... Where were you, sorry, I do apologise, when this person came on board?
4 miles from shore, as Evan told me to wait away from the shoreline.
Okay. And when did this happen? Before we got back?
A day and a half before you lot returned.
And it took us 2 days to get back, right?
Yeah.
When?
So that would be enough time for them to get hold of...
Yeah, when did they leave the ship?
They were on board 30 minutes.
So you must remember some more, because from my knowledge of the Modify Memory spell is it only affects 15 minutes worth of memory. And that would be totally something that Cass will know, because she used to have the spell.
That's a Danny mistake, shut the fuck up.
You can, it's right, Danny. You can rewind that and say it was 15 minutes.
Yeah. The point was, it wasn't very long. It was in and out.
He could have remembered the footsteps and not what they did while on board. Like,
Mm. Though to be honest, Derek I'm guessing would know more about the footsteps and them talking. Like he won't know arcane or divine magic or anything like that. He wouldn't be able to tell us what the spells that would cast.
Yeah, no, he's no caster or anything like that. So
Okay, so they want us to go to Aspire about a day away from here. We've been traveling. You probably know how to track and travel and everything. How long have we been traveling so far?
since you told me, when was that?
End of last night, so we will be approximately 16 hours away.
I don't remember things that happened from when you spoke to me last, Evan, and told me to go. I only remember before and now.
Okay.
The only direction we could have gone is either north or southwest. So if we just head southeast.
Yeah.
So if we just head west, we should hit land again. Right?
Yeah, but at
Or
the same
south.
time, I'm kind of wondering if we go. For example,
You do know that we've been walking into a trap.
Yeah, but go with my level of thought. It is potentially a trap, but why would you send someone that would affect us whilst we weren't here? Why not just send another one of their wizard lackeys? The fact that they've actually sent someone else is a little bit intriguing, no?
We don't know that it was Clarissa.
I don't know. Did I feel like it was Clarissa's kind of like, for lack of a better word, like feeling?
Style.
Taste? Yeah, style. Like, did it
No,
feel Clarissa?
You
like...
don't. You wouldn't know.
Oh no.
But you do know that Clarissa is a servant of Sylvanus, which is a deity of nature, as you've pointed out.
But if they're using just spells made from her, it could have been anyone casting the spell.
That is
if
also
they're using
true.
one of them stones.
But the actual if it was that they were protecting their image, they can change their appearance but not actually change themselves. So if they were walking on board the ship, the footsteps would remain like if it was Solar in Solar's footprints, but they would appear to be Carissa's. Sounds don't change, and you can almost like see through. Like if someone's wearing a hat, you can't feel the hat. Does that make sense?
Yes, but that's. But what if they did
Derek
use?
said whose?
Yes,
Specifically.
but
It could
that
be-
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. For meta knowledge, it could be disguised self was used. It could be the alter self was used.
It could be a different. Well, is she a satyr?
Yeah,
Yes.
it could
Sorry.
be. It could be a different satyr entirely.
Yeah.
could be a Minotaur pirate.
That's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
one. It could be. Yeah. Oh, yes, it could be a Minotaur pirate. I've heard they're the most dangerous of all.
Yeah, they. You can't trust them. You must execute on sight. I've heard. But I don't know. I have this feeling. I have this gut feeling that it's her.
It might be wishful thinking.
Okay. Let's say, for instance, we do go, and this is if, it's a big if, we need to turn this trap into our advantage. So how can we do that? Can the ship just turn up empty, and we jump off early on or something and swim in at a different location on shore?
No, wait. Oh, Persephone, that is an excellent point, and I am quite impressed. We technically have something that we can feed false information into. Quite a lot of them. You didn't sense any more, did you, on board? We're going to stop talking, and I'm going to cast non-detection.
Just,
10 circle before gathering everyone inside.
I'm pretty certain that the detect magic would have picked up anything else,
It
like a
would have.
scry spell.
Yeah. So if anyone's been scrying in the past few minutes, they wouldn't have got through. But now I will non-detect, and we'll go in the bubble. Right, everyone go close. So, I don't know. I just feel, even if it is her and she's being controlled, we should still try to save our friend. No?
That is an entire possibility.
It's a very big assumption.
It is,
But
yeah.
it's her.
And if it's not, we're walking into somebody else's trap who's just as big a player at something else. And then we've just
Yeah,
walked
but didn't we
into
do
the
that
other
a couple of
faction.
days ago? When we literally walked up to the top of a mountain and fought 2 of the 8 and a angel at the same time? I think we'll
Yes,
be okay.
and do you remember me arguing almost the entire way that it was a bad idea?
But you still did it, Evan.
Yeah, and I'm still arguing that this is going to be a bad idea.
I agree.
If you
maybe
don't
we
mind,
should-
I'm just going. Let's say, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go and put something on to warm up a little bit.
Of course.
Otherwise known as I'll be back in a moment.
Saying it's a bad idea doing this, but according to history and proven history, every bad idea we succeed. Does that mean we still do this then?
The past does not predict
We
the future.
don't. Incorrect. We stand on the shoulders of giants. History can tell us so much more, Greytail, than what we know. So, for example, if you are in a... I'm getting too in-depth into this. We'll have a history lesson another time.
Ah, should have kept my mouth shut.
Ask Evan about the Elemental Wars. It's a fascinating story, and it actually shows really good for tactical advantages against, unknowing sources. But,
So then, we've then got to think of tactics of how to win this and get ourselves out of this trap if we go into this war.
I agree with you completely, Persephone, of us having a plan would be an excellent idea. But then I always remember that as soon as we have a plan, someone goes against the plan and it just falls apart within seconds.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, dear. So, we thought that the thing on top of the mountain was an actual, facility, and it wasn't just a platform, and look what happened there. We thought that the mushroom people were the enemies, and it turned out that they were just being held, and then, look what happened there. We thought we were going to, do all sorts of different stuff, and it's literally been flipped on its head every single time, So
if we go in thinking it's going to be an enemy of some kind, it's more than likely going to be a friend. If we think it's going to be a friend of some kind, it's more than likely going to be some other enemy.
Well, something's kind of telling me that if something looks nice, then you shouldn't trust it anyway, and then wonder why it's not showing any danger.
I think maybe we should, in that case, maybe
That might have been a little fade thing
Yeah.
that just went past. I just mean, maybe this is not a dictatorship. At the end of the day, as we have said multiple times, we vote. Majority wins.
There is also one other thing we have to consider. There's
Okay.
food supply. Bear in mind, we have no idea where we are.
Well,
Land
I
deal.
managed to cut down enough last night, so we've got at least another 2 days worth of food out of it.
And we
I'm
are
hoping
only
that we're 2 days away
approximately
from
a day away.
Well, we spent most of a day going a direction away, so if we
It's just a day.
go back westwards again, we should be perfectly fine. So we have 3 days. So we've got 3 days worth of food left.
We're
So-
only one day away from
From
the
land.
water. It's going to take us a day to get there. There might be a day when Derek won't eat.
Why don't we
We just
head back to land, refill his stores fully, then go back? He knows where he's got to go. We're only 8-9 hours from land. That'd be the best logical choice.
We're not only 8 or 9 hours, we're approximately about 10 hours due to the fact that
And-
Evan slept. So everyone
And
given it
also,
earlier.
Derek doesn't know where he is.
No,
Yeah, but we
Fine.
know we can turn a certain direction. We should on land.
So
So,
I'm guessing if we go west, we
we
should
know
be fine.
west there's going to be landmass at some point.
But at the same point, we could be travelling 4 days, but due to the fact that we are quite close towards a large bay, and I will point it out on the large map, we could end up travelling a further distance. Technically, the best option would be
we left
to...
here, right?
Hmm.
The furthest we can be is somewhere at about here.
As long as we didn't go that way.
No,
Even then, we'd be.
No,
Yeah, but we still need to land
Cass
that we
did,
could travel into war.
Cass did a nature check and gathered you're on
Oh,
a
we've
heading.
definitely gone south.
on-
Okay.
Anything,
we're going southeast.
anything from south to east southeast, so that bottom right corner of the compass in any of those directions.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we've gone
cool.
about a day, which with the derrick means about a square,
Yeah,
Mm.
give or
which
take.
means as we
Wait.
said, we went from here about a day, so we are nowhere near there.
So,
We are somewhere at about here to here at most.
Yeah.
So we just
Could I-
turn and just go west.
could I ask a couple of questions just before we make a decision so we know all the information?
Yep.
Does anyone know of this spire in the water?
Nope.
Our 2 watery friends?
Persephone, make
Would-
a history
would-
check.
I was about to say, would I know anything about
I will
this?
say,
There you go.
unfortunately, Vian can't because she's from a different part of the ocean almost entirely.
Yeah, no.
Oh my rolls are dire today. I am so sorry, guys.
Could
May
I,
I
even
have
if
a counter
it's
question?
disadvantage,
Yeah.
history check?
Rumors of the
No.
rumors of the area.
Unfortunately,
No, okay.
Greytail, no. From where you're from in your history and backstory, you would not have heard this.
No,
If you were
fair
from
enough.
Colossal Taiga, like the port town, maybe.
There you go. That's a better one.
But yeah, no. Unfortunately, you have no Fluff. That's the keyboard. Thank you, baby. You have no. No, he's rolling on my desk on top of my
I
notebook.
love you, Daddy.
Unfortunately, no, you don't have
Keep
very
it to
close.
yourself.
Well, what I'll do is while you guys are talking in character, I'll do a bit of cat cam. So
Very quick question: what time of day is it at the minute?
about midday.
Midday.
I also have a question. How many votes do we need to not go there?
It's majority rules. Because we are an odd number of people, technically, whichever side that you get the most votes for,
And
So
and
you
Evan
need
doesn't want to go
4
there, right?
votes, including yourself. I'm sorry?
And Evan didn't want to go?
Yep.
Why
Cool.
don't you want to go?
Persephone and
Bian?
let's go with Boomer.
Either.
Can I get some wisdom
Bian?
saves real quick off of Charm?
Bian?
Oh,
Yes.
right.
What? Before say this now, Uber will exclude himself from the vote because he will be concentrating on getting these amulets finished.
You
Yeah,
say
too late,
that.
you're charmed
You
anyway.
say that, but I need you to make a wisdom save, my boy.
Yeah.
Who's getting
Boomer.
this? So who's getting charmed?
Boomer.
Boomer
Boom.
and Persephone.
Okay, you have a +2. Persephone, you have advantage.
I have advantage against being charmed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Trying to
So-
side with you, Evan.
I know.
It's a wisdom, you said.
Yeah.
And no.
Advantage.
And-
Maybe she's casting a spell.
Oh, now. What's happening with my rolls?
So you both, Boomer and Persephone, just Boomer, just as you're about to kind of be like, just leave me this, I need to focus. You both kind of get that feeling like yeah, no, I really don't like. No, let's not go to the spire. And like you immediately get this dread feeling of no.
I'm
No.
thinking I completely clock her casting a spell on my
Oh yeah,
two
that's not
friends.
subtle. That is not subtle spelled.
Jan, this is not how democracy works. This is not how people act around when you're trying to make a serious decision. If you cast suggestion spells against people of this boat again in asking questions, I will tell you off supremely strongly. Do you understand?
You naughty girl! You need to go to sit in the corner.
Yeah, like literally, you're so close to a time right now.
Let's go with both of the spells and just kind of huffs.
You let people make their own decisions. You don't sway them.
Kuro, my dude, thank you for the raid. I hope you're doing really well.
If you,
man.
why do you not want to go
Welcome to the story.
the spire, Bian?
We all almost died a day ago. Were you not there? Did you forget?
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to learn very quickly. And I do feel sorry that you're obviously going through something right now. And if you ever need to talk, I'm always here. But it's going to happen a lot. We die quite frequently, near enough, or nearly die. That was a slip of the tongue, a little bit Freudian. If we don't put ourselves in danger, then everybody else will be in danger. And eventually we will not be able to fight against the oncoming forces. We will not be able to fight against the darkness if the darkness is everywhere. We have to stand up now, or later on we might all die. Does that make sense? It didn't make sense in my own head after I was speaking for a moment. But...
It's fine.
It sounded a lot dark and threatening with not a lot of context.
So what I'm trying to say is, if we don't fight now, we're in danger, because we've got to be in danger. That say in 6 months' time, everybody is dangerous to us. We are the outcasts and the ones against it. Either we die or we become part of that dark. If you want,
spells another heroism on herself.
Cool.
Okay, sorry. We can go to the Death Tower.
No.
It's fine.
If you
We can talk. I think we need to talk about this later, because I can tell that it really not the time.
Let's find land again first, and then decide what we're doing.
Yeah, I would say either way, if we decide to go back to the tower or not, I still say the best. If we try and go to the tower, we could run out of food for Derek. If we go
But
back,
then my other thing is,
The tower's
we
just under a day away.
it's just under a day away. But if we just go west, I presume
We're not a full day away from the
If we
actual.
get there and there's no wood, we've then got how many days travel with no food?
We are
Right.
we are somewhere within a day's worth of travel to Dunvast Docks.
Mm-hmm.
We are. We will not run out of food if we go back to land. If we go to the tower and then go back, there's a chance he could go hungry.
No, actually, my timing's wrong. We've got 3 days worth of food, right? In the yeah, 1 day there, 2 days back, we'll be fine. It just will be probably hungry on when we get there, but it's like, eating breakfast like.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's like you get there and feed him sort of thing.
So
Yeah,
Getting
but
bearings on exactly where we are is going to be useful as well.
this is it.
If we get back to land and we get to Dunvast, we know where we are then when we're travelling out again.
Oh, if you can get me navigation tools, I can know where we are in about 3 seconds.
Boomer?
Either way, I would need to continue work on these amulets. Sever's best, really.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I can tell that not everybody wants to go to that tower anyway, right? I mean, we haven't done a vote yet. So let's do a vote.
No.
Is it we go to the tower at all? I guess.
who votes land for the moment?
No, we're
Definitely
not doing
land
that.
for the moment.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about the tower yet.
Restock Derek, repair, resupply, then go to the tower, I'd say.
Yeah.
That would be the best course of action.
We
Supplies,
need potions, we need gems, jewels, whatever. Let's get
Supplies?
ourselves.
Oh, yeah,
supplies
that
first.
kind of
then-
stuff.
Hmm?
All we're going to do is supply Derek, unless we actually
We
go
supply
and travel-
Derek and ourselves. If we go back and we know that we've got problems, we can then specifically go into Dunvast, go and meet Penelope, and go and see if we can't find anything else we may need.
She might know what this tower is as well.
Research, libraries.
Don't try
Yes,
to pander
research,
to me.
libraries.
Don't you try to pander to me either, Gray. I know what you're trying to do, and it might work on Deer, but it won't work on me.
Oh dear.
Some deer.
I am
Well,
happy with us
yes.
returning to the coastline. It is quite fine.
Let's just head back to shore, gather our thoughts.
I don't know why we're still
Okay,
arguing about this. We're heading back to shore.
Good.
Everybody said head back to shore. Like
That's what
everybody's repeating the same thing over and over again.
Let's
we
go
are just
then.
going back to shore. Yeah, let's go then. You don't need to tell me 80 times. Jeez. And then she will probably go to her room. Not in a half. Just
I'll
pointing
say,
out.
I'll say this then. I'll say to the. She's upset now.
No, I've gone to research into the books. I'm trying to find some. If it's right on you, Danny, you know
I
all the
believe
books.
you.
All the books that we've got. Can I go research into if I can find anything about this fire, whilst the others do their stuff and go into town and whatnot?
Sure.
Please.
Sure.
Thank you.
So whilst the boat turns and starts heading west,
Yes.
I asked Derek that if he knows where the location of the tower is now, if we decide to go back later, would he be able to find it from wherever we go?
Say that again, sorry.
Okay, so if we were to turn west now and head back to shore,
Yeah.
would he be able? If we were to go to Dunvast now, would he then be able to find his way from Dunvast to this tower if we decide to go to the tower?
It would be difficult, but possible. It would be very difficult, though. The only reason why he knows where it is right now is because the kind of like the stains from the enchantments are fresh in his head, and he kind of knows if he goes in this direction he will find it.
Well, if he was hypothetically going in a straight line at it, hypothetically,
We don't know where we are though, so we can't like draw a line.
yeah, just like
That's possible by scanning the underwater floor, ocean floor for pinpoints, and then we can pinpoint it on a map.
I'm just saying, like hypothetically, like regardless of where we assume we are, if we like go due west, land wherever, and then go due east, and
We
then
can
go
follow
back
it
in the
back,
same
yeah.
direction.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, yeah, because you could just cut a
Yeah.
tree that's just there to take.
Yeah, so we could try and make a way to track it back if we wanted to.
Why
So-
don't we just drop a buoy in the water?
Have we got any? Boomer, come here.
Because that
No.
would pinpoint this location.
That's if it would stay here and doesn't float off.
That's
Yeah.
why you anchor it to the ocean floor. Depending on how deep the ocean floor is, of course.
Pretty deep this far out, probably.
We don't know unless we dive.
Right, Boomer, you can make those navigation tools, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so can we use that to start trying to track everything for our position?
Give me about an hour. I can make them.
You go, boy.
Yeah, make them, and then we can.
What are you using to make the tools though? Like as in
Is-
materials?
No,
No.
he magics up the material.
Oh,
that's the
you can
thing.
magic. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
artificer
make-
just can have one tool.
Yeah, he could just magic up a tool.
That tool for the job feat.
Yeah,
And
well,
it
not
takes me an
feat,
hour.
but ability.
Yeah. Ability, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were fabricating
So he
them, and
just-
I was going to say,
no.
well, what are you using to fabricate with? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
magic,
fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
So yeah, he'll take a little bit of time, fabricate them so we've then got them, and then we can then use them to plot. Okay, we are here, so we don't know quite where we are yet. We'll then go back into town and we'll just like, okay, plotting the points on a map using the tools and everything should help us figure out where we are and how to get back to either this location to continue on the path
Hmm.
or where the spire might be from that location.
So the command is for him to just go direct west, and then hopefully
West.
go back direct east.
East, yes. So we'll be tracking like, okay, it takes us
10 hours to get to shore, so 10 hours in the other direction.
yeah, 10 hours in the other direction, and it's kind of like, okay, so if we're doing this, that, the other, like the compass circles and everything,
Yeah,
so like,
no,
okay, we're
it
going to
makes
be
sense.
Yeah.
Using
So-
like a sextant and stuff to keep
Yeah.
track of the things and the knots that you're
Yeah, so-
going at and stuff. Yeah, no, that's understandable.
so we get that all set up. Can I get the rest of you to deal with that?
Yeah,
Cool.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, you wanna? Okay, that's fine. Do you want to have a word for a moment? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'll leave everything within your capable hands to get us back to shore and sorted.
Sorry, did you say leave Dia in
I will
charge?
no, I meant the rest of you. So I meant
Oh.
No,
Boomer,
he said, "Do you want
Craig.
to come?" He said, "Do you want to come and have a word, dear?" So
No, that
No, I didn't say
What are you
deer.
supposed to
I didn't put deer on
you
the end. of it.
did.
you did.
I did not say deer.
You did.
I said, do you want to come and do you want to have a word? I did not say deer.
You did. Seriously.
I'm sorry,
You
but
really
you did
did.
say at the end of that.
I did not say deer.
Well, you didn't mean to. You mean?
Might have just been Mike cutting words in half.
Yeah.
Probably, because I did not say deer.
Yeah. That's
You
the
sound
last
like-
person we
Oh,
want in
dear.
charge.
No,
Deer,
The rest-
Deer is in charge, yes.
no, deer is not in charge.
Oh.
You lot, as Cass is downstairs, and I'm speaking with Leanne. The rest of you are in charge of getting us back to shore and plotting everything out. Can I leave that in your hands? Are you capable of doing that?
No.
Aye, Captain.
Smile. I'll smile. Cheekily though.
Run away, boy.
I'm just tabling. I have enough spell slots
Hello,
to
wait.
suggest them to be.
We'll behave.
I am probably
badly.
I am probably making a mistake, but I am still too tired to deal with it. So
I will go back
Well-
up the mast and keep an eye out for land.
All we gotta do is just tell Derek head west.
Go west. He does everything on his own anyway. So.
Exactly. So we haven't got to do anything really. Just head west.
yeah, head west and keep an eye out. Make sure we got the tracking and everything with the navigation tools that Boomer has provided with for us when we're ready.
Mhm.
Sorted.
So it's all done.
Okay, once that's all sorted, we'll get going. And
Right.
then I will go and have a word with Leanne.
Vianney's pulled to the side.
She follows along.
I'm
low
not
on
going to make you
heroisms.
guys roll because I believe with the appropriate tools being created, Derek's natural navigation of direction and stuff, it's possible. So I'm not going to make you roll. It's not super difficult.
Mhm.
Vianney's pulled to the side.
Okay. How are you doing after everything?
I mean, I was fine in my room, and then the ship kind of went insane, and people want to go do more insane things. So, you know.
There's the opportunity. No, there's always the chance, in the way Cass was trying to say it, is there's always the chance that we're going to end up doing something dangerous. You understand why that's necessary, right? Not the level of danger that we experienced before. That was, frankly, stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle a god, an angel, and a dragon all in the same encounter again. That was a bit little over the top.
Hey,
Sorry.
you handled that perfectly fine. For me, I was the one who was literally felt like I was arm wrestling an angel whilst trying to keep it off everyone else's back. Well, arm wrestling a god, really, when you think about it.
I'll try and help you better with that next time. I didn't mean to leave you alone on the
no.
front.
That's perfectly fine. I was glad that you were able to keep everything else moving. I know you were scared, but you didn't show it at all out there. And if you do feel scared again, fine to talk to me about it. I know Cass is trying to help, but convincing people to take my side in the argument, or take our side in the argument. People don't like it. I can see why you did it, and believe me, I'd be happier sometimes if that happened more often. But it's not. You know that that's not right, right?
That's what I did growing up. Was told to do growing up.
Sorry that you had to learn that. You had to learn it that way.
She pauses for a minute and kind of like the same, pull down on eye, push finger against eye to pull out contacts, and she pulls out just a heart-shaped little lens. Oh, have you never... She puts it back in and just gives her eyes a little glow as she shoots a much lower level charm spell at Evan. Just for example's sake of like DC 12.
Yeah.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
She's instantly breaking it either way. She's just showing what they do.
I'm 100% gamer. You know what it is. I'd imagine she drops it pretty much instantly.
Oh,
anyway.
instantly. Instantly. She's just showing off basically what has lived in her eyes since she was 13.
And you've had those for... But I doubt you've said about the 13.
Yeah, I've had these kind of forever. It's how Daddy made a lot of friends.
Have you speak to people and make friends with them? And what would these friends then do?
I don't really know. Sometimes they would go with him. Sometimes they would just kind of be quiet when people were bidding on things. Sometimes they'd just kind of stick around the house for a bit. I don't really know. I just was told to make friends, and I made friends. And then they'd sometimes get mad at me.
Oh. And you... How did you feel about that?
I mean, I didn't like when they randomly got mad at me. Like we'd have a nice day, we'd kind of hang out, and they'd be really nice, and then they'd start yelling at me.
When the power behind that would wear off, and they realised that they'd been doing stuff they didn't want to do. Have you ever had the magic, anything like that happen to you? Do something that you don't want to do it, but having to do it anyway?
Well, yeah, isn't that just school? That was like 2 years of college. In character. Bard colleges, etc.
Yeah. There's a slight little, I'd say, dumbfounded look for half a second, and then there's just a laugh from Evan of just like, that's one example.
She is being literal in what some people are probably taking figurative.
Oh no, you didn't want to do that. You did it anyway. Now, what if it was something you really didn't want to do?
Yeah.
Like, say Stephanie wanted to have a race with me to the bottom of the ocean, and I didn't want to do it, but you wanted to see me do it. I really, really didn't want to do it. How would you think I'd feel if you made me do it?
I thought I was just using my manners and asking nicely.
There's a little bit more behind your manners.
If someone doesn't want to do something and you ask them really nicely and you say please, and then they just kind of like relent and go off and do it.
The bandage is ripped off.
When you do that, do you feel it's like pulse or like something happen when you use your manners?
I'm kind of always a little... she gives kind of a small shrug, like unable to distinguish, I guess, like levels.
Like when you just used those. On
Oh,
me
well,
then. Did you,
yeah.
do you feel stuff like that happen when you use your manners?
Yeah, but I feel that like every time I talk to people. That's just kind of consistent. Like I've been kind of talking to like animals and stuff since I was little. I don't really know where the magic line is.
So you just know that you know the magic's there, but you don't know when it's being used and when it isn't.
I don't really
It's
know what it
just
does.
like breathing to you.
Like I mean, if you say what this is magic, then that's kind of just, I don't know, daily life.
Cass is going to be so mad on your behalf when she finds out about this. I just want to tell you that now. Not at you, just what this happens is very against what she believes.
Kind of just grew up talking to animals, having fun, playing in the water and in the forests and stuff, and then we had a small house, then we had a big house. Then there was some college in there somewhere.
When did this change happen? So you were just playing with... So, a small house in the forest, or was it forest, house, big house?
I don't really remember. A lot of it feels kind of like dreamy too, so I don't really know what was... I had some really vivid dreams as a kid. They were really bright. Are dreams supposed to be bright? Are they supposed to be in black and white? How do those work?
I believe they're in colour, but the more vibrant ones, I'm not certain. Maybe they're more... Some dreams. Dreams sometimes can be just memories we've forgotten.
Vian uses shaped water on the water to make it look more blue than it does. Kind of like that.
I wouldn't know myself. I'm not the most learned person. You need something hitting, I can deal with it, but knowledge is normally Cass's main. But
I mean, dreams are just funny like that. They don't need to make sense.
sometimes they make more sense than you know. But when did these dreams stop after a certain point?
Yeah, I asked the big person. The big person? I asked them if I could have the dreams again.
Did you have any last night?
I don't know.
Or did any seem to come back?
I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't really sleep too well. Or at all. I kind of was up humming all night.
I know it probably has absolutely no effect, but I'm just gonna put a hand on the shoulder and 5 points of lay on hands. Just give her a bit of a boost.
Yeah. Not like a not like a fixing something, just more of a bit of warm energy.
Try and fix some stuff. Try and give her basically just, this is the equivalent of, here, have a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that.
Here, have a divine coffee until you can go to sleep.
Yeah, I just kind of hum when I'm scared, and I kind of kept humming, and, you know.
You need someone to stay and make sure you can sleep so you feel safe.
I mean, I'll probably be fine. Cass made me that, bed. Which kind of just, like, half glares, but in the Cass was right kind of way that Evan is probably very familiar with.
Evan knows this look. He knows this all too well.
I've worn that look a few times. I'm guessing you'd like something a bit more than a normal dress, than your former dress, I presume?
I was told I could make my room proper when we get to the next wherever.
I'm guessing the next wherever is probably not going to be as good for shopping. But if we go to when we get to Arbenham, we can probably get you something more suitable. If that's fine. Currently, we need to make sure we've got enough supplies to be able to go wherever we want to go.
I just have to behave till we get there, I know.
Hey, don't think none of us are thinking down on you for that, okay? Don't talk down on yourself like that.
She kind of gives a small eye roll and then pulls out the first contact again and then also pulls out the second one and just hands them over to Evan. Don't think I use them much anyway, but they're kind of pretty, but I don't want to risk getting in more trouble. She hands over her Eyes of Charming.
Okay. I don't know whether this... I want to reciprocate the trust and say that you can... I trust you with these either way. But if you think it'd be better if I had them, I can take them.
Cass might be happy to see that you have them off me.
Might be. But you do know, if nothing else, I wouldn't have taken them off you. They're yours. If you prefer it, see if you don't mind them not being in for a bit. But
I kind of really like them aesthetically, but
then that's fine.
Okay.
Then if that's the case, I'll try and see if I can't root for some. We'll get something made for you, and then you can keep them in your room, and then you can wear them if you want or not. But I trust you to keep hold of them.
I just think a few days out is a good idea.
Fine, but if you need them back, let me know.
Okay. So with that handing over of the Eyes of Charming for a bit, conversations had. The destination.
I'm being nice here. I know you want them, but I'm being nice.
I know.
The destination, which is westward, slowly does approach. Cass, you are invested in your study and research into the Spire. Can you?
Yeah, I'll use the books that we've got.
Can you make me an investigation check?
Yeah, I hope Evan knows that their room has kind of turned into a library by this point.
I am.
Yeah, so bribing
fully
you,
aware.
with a good time in a library doesn't matter because you've got a library at Derek.
Yeah. Investigation.
Yeah, please.
It might be the second the other reason why
My God, that was really bad.
I say might be the other there might be another reason why like if Vian needs someone to just protect it is also because I don't have a room at the moment, so I need somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, once she has her aquarium set up, you can have her bed if you let her just sleep in there.
I mean,
Perfectly fine.
so basically, Evan's bed is free. It's just you have to kind of walk between piles of books to get to it.
Yeah, but what was that, Boomer?
Just currently, what time is it now?
Well, I was about to time skip a little bit, I'd imagine, because that conversation just happened, which was immediately from when can you guys sail a boat? I was just about
Yeah.
to time skip it. So it was probably late morning, midday, when you realised everything was going wrong. Probably an hour fixing it.
Just I was trying to get
You could-
hours in.
You could probably get another 9-10 hours, maybe.
Yeah. The other thing I would have done as well would have, obviously, knowing that someone's been on the boat, I would have inspected my own workbench to see if any tampering.
Okay, make an investigation check, please. From what you can gather, nothing seems to be missing or misplaced. At least no more than what you're used to anyway. But the destination is ahead of you, and it takes the better part of about 10 to 12 hours, you're not entirely sure, to hit the coastline, and you can see it coming, and you're not at a port, you can't see immediate civilization to the left or right, and you're able to moor the ship up as you wanted, or at least not moor it fully, but at least pull it right up next to. This would take you to the early hours of the morning, so I'd imagine you guys probably would have slept, woken up, and then early morning, like dawn morning, is when you guys would have been at shore. And
Just a side note,
Cass
so-
is ready to fight. Let's go.
Here.
What?
You've rolled
Cass,
initiative.
you rolled initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm having technical difficulties.
Fight.
She's ready to attack those books this morning.
She really
Yeah.
is.
I will continue to do research at this point. I need to find out information, pretty much, and just trying to get so that we can make an educated decision, shall we say?
Okay, so us being back into shore and everything.
And
Okay.
I will say, Derek talks, but is extremely quiet, more so than normal. But he's not AWOL like he was before.
Okay.
It's more of a, you kind of gather, it's more of a shameful, like, you know.
Vian attempts to friend the boat on the trip back.
Like the normal friending.
Yes.
Yeah, and you would
She's
gather
just going to make
from-
a habit of talking to the boat.
Yeah, and you would have pleasant conversations with the boat, being the only person who's heard his voice as well. He feels bad, feels bad, man, like times 10. Like the fact that he was trying to be helpful to you guys and nearly got you guys all in trouble and stuff. And yeah, you find some interesting information. That essentially he used to work for a person before who was really, really nice. Doesn't mention the name. Doesn't care to at the time. But he's super happy to meet people who can just keep him company.
Yep, I just, after seeing that happen,
Yeah. But you're on shore. What is it you guys want to do? Just cut down trees and straight back, or?
No, it's okay. From where we are, looking at what's on shore and everything, like, okay, those mountains that we were at and everything else, layout of the land, where are we unsure can we make with some guesswork?
Make a survival check.
Right. Who's...
I will say with advantage.
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
we'll-
Alice says, yeah.
Okay. Danny doesn't like us conferring, but I would say who's probably the best at knowledge of finding things.
You're the one that asked.
Yeah, I figured. Because I've got +0, that's why I was hoping somebody else would be
Yeah,
able to say
you're
it's
definitely further down the coast, like more southern. You'd put it roughly halfway in between.
better. So you think So I think that the mountains
About
are still to
there.
the north, but about there-ish. Okay, so I would say, okay, we moor up quickly, go ashore, make a, like, cut down a tree that is quite obvious for us to see, like, okay, that's the one we cut down.
Mm-hmm.
So we know quite obviously that's the marker for where we need to head back to. And then we make marks of, okay, this is, we're on land somewhere in this region,
Yeah.
and we kind of just from there and from where we possibly from the map where we left, we make a guess of where we were.
If I do this for you, so there, assuming about there maybe, and then we know it was about south, so like you kind of put it in that region there. Is that fair?
Yeah, we knew it was a bit more this, so it's somewhere over there is where we think the tower might be.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
The
sort of
map
got a
gets
region.
more complicated each day.
Yep. But yeah, so just kind of figuring out from like multiple locations, we think that's where the tower might be. We then carry on down the coast to get to Dunvast.
Yeah. Which
And I'm
you
guessing
could do
further we
probably by
lunch.
afternoon. Yeah, by
Yeah.
lunch, yeah. Which would be easy enough to do, and I will...
So we've also fed Derek for the day with the tree that we cut down.
Yeah. You have 2 days of food left on him after he ate one getting to the shoreline. You fed him with the shore tree, not the 2 he had banked.
Yeah. So now we get to the docks, we still have 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's what? I'll reopen the Derek stuff so I can track it down.
Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah. Like I said, I trust you guys to track it as good as
10
you
a
can.
day, so it's 40 per...
Yeah, no.
40 per day. Got it.
Why can't I find Vian's character? Ah, that's...
Well, on this map.
No,
Because
no,
Vian's
no,
never
no,
been
no,
here.
no, no. In my list of stuff, it's...
Because she's over in the other category because she was originally a guest.
Yeah. That's why. But the area comes more. You see the different aspects like the sea graveyard and stuff. Fuck's sake. I deleted one of him already. What the fuck? You know what? There's just no deer. We're not allowed deers anymore. There's going to be
Deers have
multiple. Yeah, no.
Deer have just cancelled from this game.
Yeah, no deer.
It's multiple deers.
Yeah, I'm about to say deer have been cancelled from this world. No more venison, nothing.
No, just go.
One person ruined all day, all for everyone.
But you're able to purchase lumber supplies as is required. It's easy enough. You can restock. While you're in Dunvast, is there anything else people wish to accomplish, wish to do?
I would have stayed on the boat, continue working.
I want to go to the blacksmith.
I'm gonna tag along to that because I don't know as many different shops.
Okay.
Potions,
I'm
maybe.
technically looking for something else, but that at least puts me in the
Potions would
wheelhouse.
probably be a Penelope thing. Grey.
Is she in this town?
I was about to ask that.
She will be, yeah. Yeah, I'll go there then.
I'll go with Grey first before I head to the blacksmith because I want to see Penelope.
Clues in the simulacrum. She's in every town.
Yeah.
But we will start with the blacksmith.
Yeah, cool.
So, Persephone and Vian, you both make your way to the local
I'll be
smithy.
there as well. We're all just going shopping together.
Okay, so you all end up at the local smithy, and you can see 2 or 3 people working away at making various different things out of forged iron. You see various tools and implements, pots, pans, simple farming tools, other knickknacks, scrap metal, buckets and barrels. You make your way. and one of them eventually catches your eye and kind of just puts the last defining edge on a garden hoe, it looks to be, and will put it to quench. So, what can I do for you, huh? Welcome.
What time of day is it?
It's midday.
Midday, right. No, this is it. That was Danny question, not blacksmith question.
That was beautifully done.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. I'm looking to improve my leather armour.
Right.
What could you offer?
Depends on what you're looking for, really. Obviously, anything that involves metalwork we can help you with, but leathers, not so much.
So, is there no improvement? Is there any improvements on this at all? Do you know of?
Out of character,
Studied,
what is
that's
it you've
about
got? What is have you got right now?
I've just got standard leather armour.
So studied is about it.
Yeah,
So
so
it's not studied, okay. Well,
No.
given a look at it, I could put some rivets and different aspects to it and make it a bit more resistant to heavier weaponry. Make it studied leather
Oh.
armor.
okay.
You make armor and stuff.
I can, not out of leather normally, but I can make improvements with metal to it.
And how much would that cost? And how long would it take?
Could probably do the upgrade for about 30 gold or so. Assuming we're not adjusting dimensions or anything, I could probably do it in about 4 hours or so.
Pause there. Michael, how long are we going to be here? 4 hours, okay?
4 hours should be fine. We're probably going to rest up here for the rest of the. I mean, we're probably better off leaving in the morning if we do. So
That's all right then. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'd hand over my leather arm. I've only got normal rags on now, to be fair. And I'll. Do you need a deposit, or can I just go straight, come pay at the end?
50% now and 50% when you collect, that's all.
Platinum. So it's 10 gold a platinum, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'll give him 2 platinum, and you get the rest of them completed.
Okay, Heinrich, get some studs ready, will you? Got some work to do. Right, see
Thank you very much for your time. Anyone else need a blacksmith?
So I've got that.
I
as
think
you
I
having
think I
2
think
platinum left now.
Vian.
No, I've got 97.
Where the hell have you got that much?
I converted all my gold to platinum when we went into the when we met our new friend.
Yeah, the bookie offered
That
to
place,
do such
yeah.
a service. Yeah.
Okay.
So still same amount of gold, just
Yeah.
Okay, I think as though I'd only got you at about a maximum amount of 300, so I don't know how you've got 900.
I got 97 and 61 silver, 56 copper.
No, I think
Yeah,
he
I've only been able
means,
to really be
how
keep
did
track
you
of
end
my
up
own.
with 900 gold to then convert into 90 platinum? Is what he's saying.
That's what I've got. That's what I've been told. When we got paid and we picked stuff up, and we had gold from other scavengers.
Okay. But
I did give everybody a little bit of gold, but that was like a
I don't
nice
s-
skip amount.
But yeah,
I don't.
Ash.
I don't spend really.
Did I
so-
hear Vian wish to perk up at the smithy?
Yeah, initially she was just looking to buy some metal, but when she saw the armor upgrades going on, her brain kind of did the light bulb. I just initially wanted to get some metal beams and some glass. But you do armor stuff as well, I think?
Glass. We don't work in glass here. That's far too dainty work.
Well, I still needed metal to go with that. I was
Certainly.
building a
I
display.
don't know anywhere in the region that does glass work.
I miss being at home.
But
That's fine. That's fine.
metal work we can do. You got dimensions? Anything you need?
About 5 tall by about 4 wide by about 6 deep, maybe. Kind of a loose frame to put the glass in.
All right.
Feet, she clarifies.
I assumed as much. I was going to clarify in a moment, but... And he's just looking around his shop. Right. Could probably put something together like that. Where do you need this pudding? Where do you live?
I will send some muscle by to pick it up later, I think.
The muscle says thank you.
Alright, no, that's no problem at all. Ooh, let's have a look at how much that'll cost. Fuck. Just gotta make sure we've got enough iron. Go on, carry on.
Oh, and then based on the help you're doing for my friend here, you do like armor stuff, right? Like the metal clothes stuff. Yeah, like the armor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, armor.
It's your job.
It's not something we do normally. We mostly do tools and different implements.
Oh,
but
so
it is possible.
You wouldn't have like anything really heavy or sturdy, would you?
Not on hand, but I can make some.
How long would that take? I don't want to take up all your time. I know you're already so busy.
No, it's honestly kind of the point. That's how we make our money, being busy. What are you looking for? Chainmail? Something similar?
I have a friend who has taken a couple, knocks around, scrapes. I wanted to just make sure they would never, ever die again. That kind of thing.
Making sure your friends never die again does sound pretty useful. So what are they wearing right now? Breastplate? Scale mail? Are they already in chainmail?
Give it a moment.
The last thing I'd want to do is sell you something that's what they already got or worse.
I mean, they look kind of like a knight. It looks really heavy.
Give it a moment.
What?
16 AC, un seconde. Chainmail currently.
Oh, yeah, no, I was definitely just looking to
She
get
was doing
Evan
that
some
in
plate.
character. Yeah. I'd imagine
Yeah,
you'd probably just end
muscle
up.
thanks you.
Can we get the best you can make, sort of thing? Is I'd imagine the question.
Yeah.
Next question out of the answer.
Yeah. Just the biggest, heaviest armor you can make.
All right.
He's strong. He'll probably be fine.
It won't be cheap. You know that, right?
She kind of rolls her eyes, looks down at herself, looks back at him.
Fair enough. Right. So, with the frame that you want, I could probably do that for 200. The metal's not the issue. It's just more of the size is the awkward part. It's going to take multi-stage for treatment and things like that. The metalwork.
Water resistant as well, right? Like that's doable.
I can apply a lacquer. Given what you're about to order as well, I can just do that for free. As for the armor, the best I can make is I could make, in theory, some plate armor. As I said, it's not going to be cheap. You're looking about 1,500.
Platinum? That's absurd.
No, gold.
Oh. Yeah, that's okay. And she just immediately tugs out her purse and pulls out a giant coin sack of platinum. And starts counting through it as if she can count to that kind of number.
Oh, fuck. And just for...
Me and Persephone probably glance at each other.
And just for the quick math, it's 165 platinum pieces to make the...
I mean, he's just getting 200 platinum.
Okay. No,
I want this to be his best work. I want this to be autographed by him.
Well, I certainly can.
I want this to go in history books.
I will certainly make sure that my fucking darndest is done to make this work as good as I can be, especially if you're tipping generously as well. This, though, will definitely take a lot longer than the framework. The framework I can get Josephine to make, while Ulrich does the studs. This I'll do myself. We're talking probably 2 weeks, though, if that's all right. If you want it done right, and plate mail is extremely intricate.
You can get it made and pick it up on the way back.
Also, I would kind of prefer to meet the man get some measurements for sizes and stuff. Again, it has to be done right.
I'll send him with the gold when he comes to pick up the metal bars.
All right then. I'm assuming today you'll be by.
Probably, depending on. We won't be leaving town without stopping by at the very least. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Him back over in about 4 or 5 hours. That'll be easier.
Yeah, Heinrich will have your studied leather definitely done by then. And he kind of pulls like a heavy book and starts going through different old sketches, like old sketches and stuff of old armor smithy days. And right, is there anything else that you fine folks need?
Magnus Opus.
Thank you.
Armor.
Yeah, no, you can kind of see this old dusty book where probably in his heydays when he had dreams of being like this master smith, where now he's just the local smithy that makes nails and farm tools.
I mean, and in fairness, I do know that I overpaid there, but also, like, math-wise, it was like 200 for the cage plus 1,500. I'm like, that's what, 1,800 already?
It's 170 platinum, so you overpaid by 300 gold, that's all.
Yeah.
Having a good meal tonight.
Having a good meal for the rest of the damn lives. Not that one.
He can retire.
He can retire until I die wearing his armor and the whole party comes back to kill him. You said this would keep him safe!
So, aside from Penelope, is there any other shopping anywhere else people wish to do?
Out of character, is there any way I can sort out the glass in some reasonable capacity?
In this... the problem is...
I accept no, given the complaint. We have an artificer.
I would say it's possible, because the thing is, glass in this period was an extremely difficult thing to make and was reserved for the tippy tops of people. Like, most people's houses did not have glass, it was wooden slats, and that was about it.
She is the tippy top of people. She
No,
doesn't
yeah,
know.
no, it makes perfect sense you asking. I'm just more or less explaining for future questions. Expect no in pretty much most places she goes.
I think it's a case of once Boomer is done with...
I would say Boomer's probably got the ability to do it, given the artificer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the artificer ability to just make glass blowing, like glass making tools and everything.
Yeah.
Could probably do it. It's just we'd need to get him.
You would also need a space because the last thing you want to do is accidentally pour molten glass onto Derek.
Yeah.
that would be extremely bad.
Vian also doesn't know Boomer well yet, so she doesn't like instantly make the mental connections.
Yeah, but you do also know that Boomer could have made the plate armor.
She didn't make the mental connections.
Just to make that.
All she knows is there's this tiny person that sits in the room playing with toys all day. She kind of, makes the assumptions she's gonna make.
It's too long.
Yeah, maybe toys.
One plays with toys, one looks like he's playing with toys and makes...
Yeah.
Leave her 8 intelligence alone, okay? This feels like bullying.
Oh, I haven't had
what I would have done is I would have asked Gray to get me some more materials for an extra amulet.
More materials,
okay,
extra amulet.
so I hand over the list of whatever.
Yeah, it's easy enough. The cost, I believe, because it's a common item. No, it's an uncommon item. It's 100 gold worth of material.
Made that for 2.
So 200 gold worth.
Are you giving me the money?
Yeah.
May I cover half of that with just random jewelry that I have as necklace material for part of that?
Yeah, knock 5 gold off it. Because the majority of the material goes into the actual arcane stuff. I'd imagine the amulet he's purchased is cheap because it doesn't need to be anything more.
I mean,
the majority of the cost is in the powders, the elixirs, the oils.
Oh, no, I meant doesn't need to be. It's like, no, she's pulling out like a 50 gold necklace to just be like, make it look pretty. Don't use cheap gaudy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Use this thing.
So yeah, knock 5 gold off per, so it's 190 gold of materials, because only 5% was for the amulet. I'm gonna
Yeah,
coin.
the amulet is worth more, but it doesn't count towards the materials. She's just doesn't want.
Apart from visuals, it makes no difference to the item. It just looks better, which I'd imagine you're definitely going to be having that one. Yeah. But making your way to Penelope, as I know Greytail needs to for some El Drinko, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sell the amber that we've got.
Do we want to take that to Burr's thingy? Penelope.
Which chose you try Penelope if you want.
Try her first, yeah.
Alright.
If it's magical.
How many friends do you guys have?
A few.
A lot.
I have like 2.
I mean, when you count...
A lot of them all have the same name.
And when you count Penelope has, like, 13 versions of her. Like, it's a lot of friends all in one.
It's like
Our friend Clarissa is missing. We're going to meet our friend Penelope now, and it's just...
Hold on. I bet Penelope's going to win a country or not.
I doubt it.
I mean, there's many. If they've got the Vash, it could keep an eye on everything, you know. Cut down on loan.
I'll ask her.
You know what? You know what? That is the smartest dumb comment I have ever heard out of Dia. That is the smartest dumb comment. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes far too sense. There's so many of us. You can.
It's stupid, but it makes far too much sense.
Like, I run the entire country not because of everything else, but just because there's so many of me.
Fuck me, that's actually quite cool.
She won the election with 900 simulacron votes.
I'm horrified and impressed.
Yeah, no, so am I. Penelope's the head of state. Penelope's the head of economics. She's also the head of education. Like, it's
and
like
the military and everything else.
It's like, oh no, it's a hive mind. But you eventually make your way, and I'd imagine all of you have gone, with the exception of Boomer. And if you don't want to, just speak out now. You
now over how you'll pee.
Exactly.
I don't think I went with these guys, by the way. I think I stayed back.
You've stayed back. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, because I was going to do, what do you call it?
Research?
I'm doing research.
Yeah, because you
and
were
making
BRB.
sure no one else comes on board the ship.
Yeah, because you were BRB, I assumed yes until I'd heard otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the rest of the party makes their way to Miss Penelope's tent as you breach the corner and through the crowd and you spot her and she goes, "Oh, welcome back. It's been a while since we saw you. Do you need to just browse or is it more?"
I'm thinking potions, but I don't know if anyone else wants anything.
No, I'm just checking in case you need to speak to the big boss, or is it just something I can sort you out with?
I probably would have
today.
I'd say I would probably have caught up by this point because I need to.
Yeah,
I've got Cass's shopping list as well.
Oh yeah.
And just for Vianne's visuals, I will quickly give a rundown. So you see about 5 foot tall, quite petite and small, but extremely...
Wow, she's taller than me.
Extremely exuberant and over-expressive with her gestures. Long white hair that's finely braided all the way down to the hips. Pale skin and white eyes with like mottled freckles across the cheeks and the bridge of the nose. Silk robes of bright purples and whites with a dense fabric corset that goes around tying it in at the middle. And then you can see like the flowing sleeves and dress-like robes of darker purple with plenty of silver and gold jewelry adorned everywhere.
Nice to meet you. I'm with them, wherever they're... them.
So certainly it's a pleasure to meet you, my dear. My name's Miss Penelope. I run the store here. I'm sure it doesn't look the most impressive here, but as you're looking at a tent, like a 2-man tent.
Mm-hmm. I'm Vianne, and she starts to go for the full introduction and catches herself because maybe it's not the best idea.
Well, she'll sweep your hand up and pull you in towards her and just kind of cup your hand. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, darling, and it's such an honour to have someone who dresses so eloquently as yourself. It's really, you look really good, might I add.
Yeah, Cass is still trying to help them with hand washing. Some are getting there, some aren't.
She gives you like a cheeky little wink. It's fine. That's character, doesn't it, sometimes? And she lets your hand go. So, Please make your way inside, and she'll put a coin in the bowl. As she pulls the curtain back, you all see, with the exception of Vian, the usual, the large store interior that's about 30 by 30. Vian, you looking at this tent that's no more than like 3 foot wide, maybe 4 or 5 foot depth. And as she pulls the curtain back, you see a large store just inside, fully furnished and well decorated, warm, as if there's a fire crackling, but you can't see one. And you see shelves full of things, weapons, potions, ingredients, metals, jewellery, trinkets, the lot. Like, it's a fully stocked magic shop. As she kind of just steps to the side, pulling the frame back, allowing you all to filter in one by one.
Ah, yes, magic. That is how I explain things that I don't understand.
One and the same, dear. Very, very good magic, might I add, too. And you all end up inside. So, Greytail, I think you say you need a few things, don't you? Anyone else?
Yes, Penelope. We have these items for you to have a look at, and if you're interested, buy. An odd show of the amber.
Oh, my. Seems someone's been busy. Did you find yourself a vein of it somewhere? Looks really quite clean, actually.
4 large crystals of it, trying to contain an aspect of Mystra.
And
Yeah,
she and like when you say the first bit, she's like, "Oh wow, that's very impressive." And then when you say the last, she's like, she kind of freezes, like, "Wait, say that last bit again."
Probably better for the big boss to hear, but just to let you know, yeah, our numbered friend ended up pulling an aspect of Mystra down from Celestia, and we're trying to bind her using 4 large crystals of amber as a power source for the ritual.
Huh. That would explain quite a bit.
I helped.
She did.
She did.
Wow. Yeah, that explains all too much. Actually. Yeah, that's a problem. And these were being used to contain it, you say?
Yeah, Mystra shattered them once we broke the connection. Can't kind of contain an aspect of magical power like that.
That is indeed extremely powerful magic, I might add. And she'll like start thumbing some of the amber and like looking at it and inspecting it. It would explain why it works. How big were the crystals? Because you said they broke, so did you get all of the pieces or just portions?
Crystal expert rolls to explain.
It's just a portion of one of the 4, really.
Oh wow, so there's far more.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to
I-
say...
How
Oh, go on.
how tall were they?
I was just gonna say, do I have like the carrot to give her?
Probably.
Well, she's kind of going down her own rabbit hole
Yeah.
of thought at the minute, and... Yeah, no, the amber is certainly of a high quality. It's a shame it broke. It's... Most of its... power would have been lost once it broke, but it can be used in smaller and minor enchantments for sure. Huh.
We
You
managed
said
to grab a portion of it before we had to leave, so...
Yeah, it's a shame that a lot of the cracks have now come through. You said you're looking to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Oh. Could trade you if you want.
Trades are always interesting, depending on what you're trading.
How much would they be worth?
It's kind of up in the air in terms of cost because it's going to be... I'll probably just use it... Well, we'll use it here for enchantments ourselves, so... I could.
Good.
Ooh. How about this? Are you looking for more utility, weapons, or defense, Persephone?
Oh, personally, I do not mind if if Evan needs something, he's more than welcome. It's a party thing. We all work together. So if someone needs anything specific, just call out.
Oh, Evan, I was trying to buy you armor, but they said it would be a while. I don't know.
Yeah, and I've got to take you there in a few hours.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't know if 2 weeks is
Mate.
soon enough, given the rate we move.
2 weeks. Okay.
I'm sure they'll hold it if we're longer than 2 weeks getting back here.
I mean, Penelope, could we possibly use your assistance to get it to us if we needed?
Oh.
I'd have to speak with the main gal herself, but I can't see too much trouble to it.
If we're in a town and it's done, if we ask them to get it to you and you'll get it to us.
Would you prefer
that's-
we buy some from your fine establishment? Is that what you're... Because you wouldn't need the boss's approval to sell us something, right?
No, of course not.
I think whatever that would be outside of all of our price ranges. And I know your price range is very high, yeah, but I think it'd still be outside of it if you were going for the finest.
And as you're talking back and forth, she walks off to one of the shelves and waves a hand, and a large staff just. Yeah, that might do. And we'll walk over and just kind of stab it into the wooden flooring and twist it just so it kind of stands freely. How about this? And what you see is about a 4-foot rod with 3 large tentacles held in motion at the tip of it. Do you want to know more?
That looks like perfect armor for Evan. Thank you.
Not armor, but definitely something of usefulness. This is more for the trade for the amber. I'll get to your request in a moment, dear. Don't you worry.
I didn't
I
make
just
one.
had to poke fun.
Oh, I know.
I apologize.
Didn't we make a
Oh
request?
no, don't worry. We have much fun here.
I just
What is it?
This is crudely named a tentacle rod. And
No.
simply, when you make an attack with it, it's a melee weapon for the most part. It's pretty good. It can hit up to 3 times, and let's just say you can get someone in a real sticky situation if you hit them 3 times. Make them very difficult to do anything, or much of anything for that matter. They tend to latch on and impose adversity when moving or doing things, for that matter. God damn it, Liam.
yeah.
I
Essentially,
don't think any one of us would use it, would they?
essentially,
No.
it's a melee weapon that when you hit, roll 3 attacks, 1 for each tentacle, and if they all hit, some real annoying shit will happen to whoever gets hit.
Yeah, but no one uses a staff and is going to get in close quarters with staff.
You need to be a strong boy to use it, or a speedy boy.
That's the beauty of it. You can be either. The rod lends itself to the wielder and can be worked in either way. It has the same properties whether you're a big burly man like our man here and Pat Seven, or someone who's a bit more dexterous and gives a wink and a nod to Greytail.
Suddenly, it's... If Evan's going to want to use something, he'd rather have I'm sure, this is just me summarising, have a sword or a shield that's going to be more beneficial to him.
I could maybe use it. If there's a spell that could... If I can find the spell I'm looking for.
Really?
No, I think he's on about
You wouldn't even need it,
the
would
thing
you?
where it can
Oh, no,
imbue it with
no.
fire.
It's not my spell, it's Hold on. Where's it gone? Another thing I can do.
Liam, if you describe what you do, then maybe we could help you figure out what it is.
If I give a melee weapon attack, I do 1d6 extra damage.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
combat.
essentially, this thing's really fucking strong. Like, this thing's really fucking strong.
Aren't you ranged anyway?
Yeah. Is
I mean, my druid is... Well, I'm kind of ranged, but I can get...
kind of. Kind of.
I could do with both, really. You know, I can be a strong boy, or I could be a squishy boy, depending on what I want to do.
You're always a squishy boy.
I'm not. You know, I've got my spores that keep me a bit extra HP, you know. Then I've got my...
What else you got on offer?
Oh,
1 second. I just...
well, I want the tentacles.
Are you not going to wait a moment to see if your friend here is interested? He does seem rather.
He always is interested. He hasn't got a clue about what interested is. He's just after an ice golem. So let's look at other options. We can come back to this if it's the best offer.
She kind of just like lifts her eyebrows, like, wow, okay.
Okay.
Just looking at the page number.
Yeah, okay. Looking into it, yeah, if we did use it, it's fucking overpowered.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
Right, right.
And the fact that you're just letting Carl derail that fact, he's like, okay, fine, don't have it, I don't care.
I have a
Like I said,
counter offer.
we can come back to that. I said, let's see options.
Yeah. In character, it doesn't really fit anyone. The best
That's what
person to have it would be me, but I never use the staff I've got
That's
anyway.
my point. I'm thinking in character, not just as in that.
A hand will slip under the desk and pull out a small crystalline vial. It's got a murky whitish liquid in it that's quite thick and gloopy.
What is this then, Snapsy?
So you see her just kind of fiddling with the vial in her hand and looking at the amber, looking at the vial. Suppose this could work. It's called a universal solvent. 1 vial. Good for a small area of application, but trust me, this shit sticks. And you
No, it doesn't.
It unsticks.
oh,
It
it's-
unsticks.
oh, I meant to do the sovereign glue, not the universal solvent. Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shut up. Shh, 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 shh. Shut the fuck up. You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant.
I did because Tentacle Rod and Universal Solvent are on the exact same page.
Yep, that's
so
why.
I had a description of gloopy liquid and looked over, and there's Universal Solvent. I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but go ahead.
You shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up right now.
Never.
But it is still a murky liquid in a crystalline vial, you fuck. Once applied, it'll take a few moments to dry, but trust me, short of a miracle, nothing's getting past. Nothing's breaking apart again. So don't get it on your hands.
So guys, we've got 2 options so far. Some sticky glue and a tentacle rod. Do we continue bartering? Do we continue bartering, or do we take one of these 2?
Okay, so
I might be able to make something interesting with it. The glow. Why can't you make that anyway?
okay, 1 second because I need to just pick it up for you.
Out of character, the glue's legendary.
Yeah. Let's say, technically, the glue is actually, us doing the exchange for the glue is technically better because that's legendary, whereas the tentacle rod's only rare.
But the rod sounds more useful.
I
I
put it
can
like-
speak that as well.
Okay,
How much the
again.
tentacle rod cost if we weren't
The
taking the deal?
applications of the applications of the glue itself means that it becomes
Permanent. There is-
yeah.
And it's but the issue is it's one use, whereas tentacle rod's technically multi-use. It's also the balance of consumable versus tool.
Yeah, let's say using this. Yeah, if we use if we got sovereign glue and we used it, we can just apply this to someone's lips and those lips will never open again.
Yeah. If we get the glue, how much do we have to pay for the tentacle rod?
5,000, isn't it?
6.
6,000.
6,000. Oh, I'm way too poor.
All too poor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
6.
I've just realised that I've asked Evan to go shopping, and I don't think I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah, no, the tentacle rod is 6,000.
Okay. By the way, can you send me a list of what you want so I can actually?
It's just 25 gold pieces worth of stuff for a certain spell that allows me to predict the future. That'd be awesome. Thank you very much.
Just
I
25.
gave you 25 gold.
Just 25.
Sorry?
Just 25.
I have
thing.
not a lot of money. Give me that 25 gold. Left me with 80 gold. I am poor, because I bought somebody.
party fund.
Who got the gloves of missile snaring? I gave them
Me.
to somebody. Yeah. I bought a present.
So you're on 80, yeah?
Sorry?
So you give me that 25 to spend, and that's 80 left.
Yeah.
Then I've got 80 left. I can give you another set if it needs be. Bear with. Wait, double check.
I mean, there's like.
So guys, let's get back to the question: glue or not glue?
The final thing I could offer, if I want to make you
final. Yeah.
Yep.
Go for it.
you can
Michael, I'll
either,
send you a message.
you can
Yeah.
either take the glue, you can take the rod, or Evan,
What's in this mystery box?
I could take off
Oh,
your
God.
armor and apply a thin layer of adamantine to it.
That is the first time I have ever been. I'm not even there, but like Rose is angry with with Penelope for that.
What?
Offer. But we're making plate mail.
Compared with a legendary like glue, that's a vast difference, guys.
That,
Please.
yeah, that.
Yeah, but it's usefulness.
Yes, but that can still be
It's-
dealt with.
The thing is, it's perceived value of need to the group is what she's doing, not just pure value of money X, Y, Z.
Okay, and how much would it be to apply adamantine to something otherwise?
The armor you're wearing right now, probably do it for about 5.5, 5 maybe.
And if it was another piece of armor that was supposed to be coming through, perhaps?
What are we talking about?
Deanne, what are we talking about?
I kind of just asked them to make the biggest, heaviest armor they could.
Did he
I
mention
think they said plate.
plate? Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, plate would be a lot more. There's a lot more metal to cover, but I could probably do the enchantment for 12,000, maybe. Chainmail's a
on the
lot
armor.
less because it's a lot lighter and less complicated, but plate mail
I
is a lot more.
Yes, I think we can apply that to the.
I could apply my enchantments and work to that. That was the armor you mentioned picking up for you, wasn't it?
Yes, so
Yeah.
we have to deliver to you.
Conceptually,
Yeah, conceptually what?
conceptually, but hypothetically, let's say that these people just came from doing something stupid and they're dead set on doing something else stupid. And I'd rather they not die in the 2 weeks it would take to make the armor.
Yeah, it's great, but out of character, having this armor that I'm going to replace be made crit proof
Yeah, I was
compared
gonna say,
to the armor I'm going to get.
considering the
becoming
amount of
crit-proof.
times you have had crits on you, that's why I gave you the offer, because I know you have been critted stupidly amounts.
Yeah, if I can get crit proof armor,
You
and
can
be handing out
guarantee.
crits
You can
myself.
guarantee if he gets, he's never gonna get critted again. The
Never
entire
roll
game.
again.
No.
Never.
Two things are going to happen. We're either going to get this sorted, or for some mysterious reason, the day before I get my armor, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't know how that would happen. Hey, Danny.
While
Fuck,
your armor is getting
yeah.
adamantined, you'll get attacked by a bone demon.
You can
Oh.
guarantee something stupid is gonna happen because that's just the fucking world just taking a laugh at us.
We know what could save you from it. The tentacle weapon. Eh?
Oh, yes, holding some. Yeah. Either way, I would leave it up to you guys, but I would. If it's the case that you want either of the other two items, I'm sure I could pay for the adamantine to be applied to the plate armor that is being made for me. Have I died?
No.
No.
Sorry?
Yeah,
think
I,
people-
I don't.
I think the
Okay,
issue is people are pondering.
Yeah, we've got a choice of 3 here, so it's going to be a democratic vote here.
Okay, well, I've just said, if it's the case of anything else, you two can choose between those two items, and I can pay to buy the adamantine armor for
The plate.
Yeah.
Have you got 5,000?
5,000.
No,
Is that
for,
right?
for plate it's 12.
12,000? Oh
It's
my god.
It's 5,000 for chainmail.
1,000.
What did you think I said? 1,200.
It didn't sound like that. I may have mixed it up a little bit.
Because she said
I think we only heard the-
5,500 for chainmail, and then when
We only heard 5, 5.5, and then
Yeah,
12.
5.5, and it's
no,
like, oh,
no,
100.
no,
Oh,
no,
sure.
no, 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 1,000.
Well, enjoy your crits.
Or what we could do is buy the ore and get Adam to apply it to your plate armor.
that works too.
It'll be cheaper because he can use less of it to do it, and half the time.
Yeah, music on dim.
Yes,
Man,
no, Mike.
that's not going. That's going to take a while though. Still,
Well, we can work on that. We can work on it.
it's going to be for another. Because I've also got to make 2 more amulets. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. You got to
Weeks
think.
until we get the place anyway.
The main
Yeah.
issue,
I know where I got
the
mixed up.
main issue is I don't know the trade value of adamantine because it's not in the fucking book. Because you know
It-
people don't necessarily buy in trade adamantine. It's like,
I believe it is there, but I think it's.
I've done it before.
Where?
I did it with my armor on the last campaign.
I'm looking at the trade goods right now where it's got all the metals and it doesn't
No,
mention.
it's DMG magic item, adamantine armor, not applied retroactively.
Oh no, it's not on the. It's not the list of trade goods. That's what I'm saying. But it would probably be somewhere in the thing. No, I've got no idea. All I know it. So I was remembering adamantine weapons. It's 500 gold more than the normal. So it's 500 to make a weapon adamantine, and I got that mixed up with armor.
Ah.
It doesn't give you any rules in Xanathar's about used to craft the armor and how much it would be. So yeah, your number's 12,000. So yeah, either yes. Do we want to make me crit proof so I can stand more damage? Do we want to be able to glue someone's mouth shut, or glue them to place, or bind something still, or do we want to make something stay close to us so we can beat it to death quicker?
Yeah, it's more than just make it stay close to you. It does a lot fucking more than that. But I'm not going to get into the details because she hasn't explained them.
Yeah.
Guys, it's up to you, like, because this was a team effort to get these resources. What's your vote? Blue,
Oh,
Blue,
I've
armor
just done a
or-
search, Michael.
Yeah.
Per pound of adamantine, it's 5,000 gold pieces. Per pound.
Yeah, that's why it's only a thin then, but it's attached to
Yep,
items.
it's 5,000 gold a pound. And considering plate mail, I think actually you're getting a steal, but I'm going to keep it at 12 because I've already said it.
well,
Technically, the other thing is adamantine armor though is only considered uncommon.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't agree with that ruling, but that's me.
well, guys, don't forget, Adam is the best option for this because he can do stuff for half the cost.
Also, if you think about it, it's plated, as in it's on the top. It's
Yep.
not actually. It's like, you know, when something's gold plated,
Oh,
as
I'm
in
aware.
it costs less. So it's not on it all the time.
Oh yeah, no, it's not pure adamantine. it'll be a core of steel with a wrapping of adamantine, but it's still going to require a fair bit.
Yeah. So it's the case. Yeah. So it's the case of: do we want me to take more hits? Do we want to try and deal lots of trouble to one person specifically, or the glue? I think we're all kind of thinking that the glue's not going to be as effective as we think until we find it later.
I'm not even here, but out of character. I'm just saying it would be hilarious to glue Sola's mouth and hands together. I'm just saying
Get
it
to
would be
it first.
hilarious.
Well, personally, the glue will be more beneficial when we're fighting the end boss. You could run up to it and glue him down in the spot.
It takes a minute.
for it to dry. Takes a minute for it to dry.
Well, that's fine. Well,
Yes,
you can
yes,
drop
yes.
him on the floor and then, or whatever, just hold him down. We could
Yeah, if we just hold the boss still for a minute,
Yeah.
he's still alive.
You'd be
after
fine.
A minute.
hold.
And we're
It could
still
be
alive
hilarious.
after a minute. You know that's 10 rounds of combat, right?
Hold on. It takes a minute for it to set. What if he jumps in the air and then lands again? Because that would technically separate the bond for a second.
Yeah, and then it'll probably need about another minute to sort out. So yeah, we need to keep him in the glued position.
Saying that because he wants the staff.
Yeah, I want the tentacles. So.
See?
He knows what he wants. He wants to get it.
Yeah, so it's between the staff and the adamantine.
Yeah.
12,000.
Mm.
How much
I
was
understand
that?
it's 6. That's if you were to purchase it through me.
Mm.
It's more about what I think's worth to you guys more than direct value. As the same is for the amber. It's useful to me. It doesn't really have too much of a cost. We're looking at it more of a what we can make with it.
Mm.
We're just
Well,
looking for options because we've got a couple of things here that we do like and we would like to buy, but
I 100% agree. I'd rather you be sure in what you want, and I know because the scars on your back are rather prudent. That's why I offered you the armor upgrade as an option. I figured the weapon would be useful against certain slippery folks that you're dealing with. Make them less so.
okay.
Multiple stuff with this.
What was the okay for, Michael? He sounded suspicious.
Oh, I'm very suspicious.
You okay?
Yeah. Question.
Yeah?
How do you know about the scars on my back?
I can see it.
No, you can't.
She will kind of half turn your back if you will allow her. So your back's to her.
Mm-hmm.
And with her fingers, she will trace a rough outline with chalk on her fingers.
On the back of my shirt.
Yeah. So she's not lifting your shirt or anything. She's doing over the top. And you can kind of feel like her fingers are not entirely accurate, but relatively decently following the scar lines from the bite mark from the Remoraz. I'm sure I've missed a couple details somewhere, but I'm pretty sure that's about right.
How did you know that they're there? Because they're like in the middle of my back.
Touchy's just under the right eye. Well, I've got a gift for certain things, and my sight is a bit keener than most, as you can probably gather.
Adam, your potential girlfriend's been staring at me naked.
Oh, no.
Look, when you deal with the amount of people that we have inside us, sometimes you pick up a few different details here and there.
Phrasing did not help there, Danny.
No.
Yeah. So who's been inside you?
You can ask if you
Wow.
want.
I'd rather not.
I'm just
Oh.
yeah. I'm just wondering as to why you
I
are.
will remind for those that are more socially adept, she is a Kalashtar.
Is she making any use of that?
Possibly.
What is that helping?
But like I said, I have a keen eye for certain things, and a few abilities from a few people have helped a lot in our years. So, believe me or not, it's up to you, but I can see things. And I'm sure you know I'm not lying there, at least.
Yeah, in character, I don't know what a Clash Star is, so.
I
Yeah,
do
it's
not
fine.
know.
Yeah. No idea, and it's still very fucking suspicious, as the only people who would know that I'm injured are the part as I've got that injury are the party.
Clarissa and Argyle,
Yeah.
minus Vian.
Right. And yeah, Vian wouldn't know. Well, Vian would know now.
Yeah, no. But I'm on about, like, first hand.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. I mean, I was walking around without a shirt a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, it's yeah, I'm suddenly, out of character. I normally would have been trusting Penelope completely. Her to just drop that little nugget of knowledge is just put way into the suspicious.
Don't be
Just-
suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Shit. I'm suspicious.
It's like, excuse me, what? Yeah. Okay.
Are we voting on items or?
Yes.
You can always
Okay.
come back later if you're not fully decided. I know a couple of you aren't here. Where's Boomer, anyway?
Busy working.
Working on the
I
project.
was going to say, I'd be surprised he's not here. Be interesting to see how he's coming along with his Alcahest work.
He's not had much chance to work on it. He's been focusing on some, I believe you know of the amulets he was trying to make.
Oh, yes, he came and purchased the... Purchased? Yeah, he
Purchased?
purchased the ingredients from me not a few days ago. No, he came and purchased the ingredients a few days ago. Weeks. No, Danny's having a brain fart.
Week and a bit ago.
About a week ago, yeah.
About a week ago.
Yeah, he came and purchased them. I didn't know exactly what he was making, but I assumed it was an amulet, considering he bought an amulet.
He's bought several, and we have, I believe he's had about
I would say he's broke the
About
back of the work. He's a good,
but
probably 2/3, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
he's
got to be
got
close.
most
I'm
of it
closer
done.
than it. I'm way near it. But
Yeah.
for the day, it should be having finished.
Mostly done,
Nice.
but unfortunately he is not. We had to have a small break, you know, Mistra.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like I said, it would
She
have
seemed really nice, though.
She was eventually.
Mistra? You mean?
Yeah, well, the aspect anyway.
You spoke to Mistra?
Also got hit by her a few times as well.
Huh.
You could see why I might want to get him some armor.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
Keep falling.
So, a word for it. Painful was another one.
No, but the
Well,
fact that you firsthand spoke with
Oh,
one of
connect.
the aspects that controls the entire way of our existence. It's more than fascinating. It's fucking impeccable.
Mhm. Like I say, I had to try and break through her rage. We helped to deal with that. We helped to deal with the wizard, an archmage that was trying to imprison her, and apparently a dragon that tried to kill her afterwards.
A dragon.
Yes. So you remember how your boss may have mentioned about those friends with numbers?
Right, what I told you about when...
Yep.
Yeah.
4 and 3 are no longer on the board.
Oh. And one of them was a dragon.
3 was a dragon.
Oh, now this is fascinating.
Do the names, and I will give the names, Magron and
Solomon.
Solomon, mean anything to you?
Let's roll some history. This will be for Solomon.
Mhm.
And this will be for Magronda.
Guess
Oh.
she's got pluses to that.
Yeah. The name Solomon doesn't ring any bells, unfortunately, but...
Kind of give
Magronda...
a bit of a description.
I swear I've heard that name before, but I can't picture it in my head. I'll think on it. Like I said, I swear I've heard that name somewhere, but I don't know where.
Now, speaking of this interesting information, I don't know you very well, but I do know shopping very well, and I feel like this information might be important.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to make sure we were all negotiating on the same page with this exchange we're making.
Can we swap information for a tentacle thing?
Hard to sell something when we've already given it away.
Yes, but if we favorably, intentionally give gifts to people we deal business with, who enjoy our company and want future gifts.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry. I get plenty from these people. And I plan to get more. I enjoy them. They're really good people to hang around, I suppose you would know. How long have you been with them, by the way?
Long enough to enjoy them alive, and, you like them alive too, it seems. Like, I would presume, of course.
Oh, for sure.
I'm glad we agree.
That charisma check.
Oh, you want one of those? Yeah, sure, one sec.
Please don't. Please don't charm the magic.
No, I thought she was going for kind of trying to get some more money or money off.
Oh, I know what she was going for.
Yeah.
26 persuasion. Danny didn't ask for it, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, I'm just putting it on the table of negotiation.
Look, what was your... Sorry. Did you give me your name?
Deanna's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What you know beyond that is your own business.
No, that's fine. I actually didn't know. I was just asking. Look, I help these people a lot, and I appreciate what you're trying to do. It's endearing. It means you care about them a lot. But, trust me. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you all back. In time.
So,
Of course.
There's plenty of
That
things...
almost sounded like a threat.
There's plenty of things that have gone the other way for free. What's a little
Of
coming
course,
back
of
my way?
course. I just was horrified at the traumatic image of watching Cass get struck by lightning.
Twice.
Twice. Yes, twice.
And yet they say it never strikes twice. But Cass is unfortunate living proof of that then, isn't she?
Yes, barely living proof.
Clearly never seen a church in a storm.
Right.
Few close
Look, Vienne wants them alive, okay? What do you want from her?
I say a few close encounters on the roof there, Grey Tail. It's like you've never been on a roof during a storm, have you? Ah, shit. Fuck.
The only place it hits.
He comes down just an angry puffball.
An angry wet puffball.
Sizzled.
Right, so
So,
what are we going to look at
options.
then? Are you happy to pick one now, or do you want to just
We'll
ponder?
ponder. In the meantime, we have other things.
Yes, I believe you, my strapping young lad, Grey. You came here for something, didn't you?
I was thinking of stocking up on potions.
Okay, what ones are we looking for? The
Anything better than standard?
ones that barely touch the brim, or the good stuff?
Decent ones, yeah.
Alright.
Top shelf, please.
Yes, no, certainly. Allow me to just double check the costs, because it's the one thing I always forget.
We're talking graters, we're talking in the 250-ish range. Basically, the 200 to 500, whatever you want to get.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got 817 gold. But if anyone else is chipping in,
Well, if you're going for the tip top, it's going to cost more than the armor, so I don't think we're going to be looking at that one today. Could go next down the line, but they're a couple thousand apiece. Or if you want just the one above the standard, I could do those at 200 per.
yeah.
They're 44 plus 4. I've got, how many have I got on me? Oh, shit. I have 8 left.
Well, I can afford 4.
That'll be 800.
I'll take the 4.
Beautiful.
But a greater.
The greater. Hang on. 4 for how much? Sorry.
200 each.
Yeah.
200 each.
Superiors are 2,000.
Yeah, let's not look on that door. So, 800. Do we feel like taking 800 out of the party fund for some more? We currently have 2 grand in 2.4 grand in there.
Well, I'm going to be dishing these out, but if you want to get some more, it's probably going to be a good idea. The amount we keep going down. The healer goes down, potions are going to be very important.
So,
I
yeah.
did my best.
No, you did do that. It's just
Yeah, it's fine, but yeah, in an emergency, if we've all got something that can heal someone else or ourselves.
so if I do that, make that down from 17 to 90.
I know what Liam would prefer.
I know what Dave would prefer.
A bag of beans.
No, the tentacle stick.
Of course he would. Okay, so for option's sake, what are we in preference of? As it appears that Deer will not let this go until we have the answer now.
I can let it go for a bit. Along with the
If you want my vote, I think the armor's the best idea.
Danny,
Yeah?
braces of archery. Does Penelope have those?
No.
And how much? No.
I've got a rough stock list of
Right.
what she does and doesn't have.
Is there any other armor on that rough stock list that might be ready today instead of
There
crafting
is splint armor of lightning resistance.
That would be useful for Cass.
And
She wears win.
splint armor of lightning resistance is going to set you back 5,000.
If we clumped everyone's money together, we could just get that.
Does Cass have heavy armor proficiency?
I don't think she has heavy. I think she has medium.
I
Yeah,
believe
because
she,
Flint is heavy.
no, I believe she does. I'm pretty
I know
sure
some
she does.
clerics get it for
But
free.
we can-
Clerics get medium. I don't know if they get heavy.
Okay.
There are some versions like War and Tempest get heavy. I don't know if
That's where I'm
knowledge
getting
has it.
confused, yeah. But
No, knowledge domain don't, by the looks of it.
unless there's a decision to be made now, I believe I can let you ponder on this for, say, 2 weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks would probably be the best thing. Yes, I also need some materials. I need, if you've got it, some incense and sacrificial materials for Coralon.
I can get that on supply for you.
I have 50 gold. You could get me 50 gold's worth.
Well, we have more than 50 gold's worth. That's easy enough to do, yeah. I can do that. And as you're, like, talking, she'll, like, start walking around the shop and grabbing various different implements and bits that are what you requested.
50 gold, 50 gold. There we go.
Is there any...
Are you on a tight budget?
This is Cass's supply.
Okay, just wanted to make sure she had enough. You seem to be counting your gold a little bit there.
More Michael counting the gold, but yeah.
Well, just the buying exactly 50 gold's worth of, instead of just buying.
We have 50 gold, and as that, I believe the count adds to how much it assists the spell being used.
Yeah.
If I recall, it's taken a long time since you've used these spells.
But what we'll do then is we'll do some of this intricate shopping
Between episodes.
Between episodes, we'll do it now, but we'll let the lovely people that are watching go, the 39 of them.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, yeah. It's been in the 30s for most of the stream. But yeah, so next stream will be tomorrow, as we're going to be playing Song of Horror and finishing that off.